G'day guys and welcome back to Casual Rage. Prepare to start the show, R2. This is where the fun begins. Yo, g'day guys and welcome back to Casual Rage, where we casually rage out about the topics of the week. Casual Rage 145. I hope you're all doing well. We've got apparently Yellow Flash here. How you doing, Anna Flash?
Sorry.
Why are you really quiet? You're really quiet.
Am I quiet? Okay.
She's
got her ASMR mic on.
Is that better?
That's way better.
Okay. I don't know what the hell is going on with my microphone. I guess I never set it up properly, so I tried to do that because it was like going crazy. Remember how loud it was?
Mm.
And so I couldn't even film videos. So now I've been messing with it. Apparently now I'm quiet. But does the quality sound better?
Yeah, no, much better.
Okay.
Not very good.
Do I need to fix it?
No,
I think
it's okay.
Okay.
How you doing, Anna?
Long day. That was the show.
That was the show.
Oh yeah.
We've got a lot to talk about. We've got a lot to go through and a lot to break down for this episode, and of course for the season as well. We had an entire season of nothing. Grant, how you doing?
Doing good. This will be like my fifth panel in about 24 hours, and I'm going to be talking about the wonder of Disney Plus's version of Star Wars. And let's just say that the more that I've talked about it, the more that I realize I kind of hate you for asking me to watch this series.
It was pretty bad. I mean, honestly, I wasn't expecting it to be as bad as it was.
And the worst part about it is I still don't think it's the worst thing that they've done. Even though at the moment it's the thing that I'm hating the most. But when I sit back and think, at least it was. I can't even say it was isolated because it wasn't. But yeah, it destroyed the fewest amount of things. I think that's the easiest way of putting it.
I don't know if it destroyed the fewest amount of things. If you go back to Kenobi, that destroyed a fair bit. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I think Kenobi destroyed more for Star Wars. That was important.
Okay. Sorry, I see.
I think this destroyed probably the least. I mean, except for I don't really include Andor because it wasn't really a Star Wars series.
Yeah, well, Andor wasn't really destructive. It was just stupid and boring and slow.
It was a character study of people in the Star Wars universe. That's the way that I look at it. And for that, I don't mind that for what that is. But I wouldn't say, here's a Star Wars series you got to watch. It's Andor, because I don't consider it a Star Wars series. It's just a series that was set in the Star Wars world.
It was so funny because throughout the entire season, I've been watching it. I've obviously been giving my takes on it. I've been thinking it's been pretty stupid. And there's been some pretty bad moments and some pretty bad things and some bad things that they've been setting up. But this final episode actually pissed me off. It culminated all of that build-up from everything stupid that we were getting in the prior 7 episodes to the point where this eighth episode, I guess it's like this is supposed to be the culmination of all of those things, but yet it still didn't get any better.
Didn't feel like it. Yeah.
It was horrible. Anyway, let's quickly say hello to the chat here. Let me just scroll up a little bit. We've got Corey's here. How you doing, Corey? Good to see you. Lethal Lightning is in the chat. Adam's here. How you doing, Adam? Melissa Lord, Darth Spampton. Good to see you. Jet Sparks. Good to see you as well. Let me scroll down. Dan Blackroyd. Dude. It's a great time to be a Star Wars fan. 10 out of 10.
Oh, the sarcasm.
You've been fighting with some people on Twitter, Anna?
Of course, all day, every day, man. No, they're so mad at me right now, all because I pointed out. I'm like, oh, look, they copied Lord of the Rings homework. They're so mad. Like, you don't know who the Mortis gods are. You fake, Star Wars fan. And I'm like, congratulations. You can use Google, but that had
The funny thing is you know who the Mortis gods are. You've seen it.
My tweet wasn't even about that. It's like you don't have to have seen Lord of the Rings or Star Wars to see that, somebody's homework got copied, right? Like, I was commenting on the cinematography. And people were like, you're making fun of Ray Stevenson, Ree! And I'm like, I didn't say a single thing about Ray Stevenson. People are mad. Hoes be crazy.
People are mad. The crazy thing is that when you try and actually have a discussion with these people, and I think Grant experienced a little bit of this today, they deflect so much from what the actual question is that they then start using, I guess, the OT or the prequels to justify how bad this show actually is or how bad the writing is. They try and use something. And I've been seeing a lot. I actually saw somebody on Twitter post a picture of the end of Return of the Jedi when Obi-Wan, Yoda, and Anakin are Force ghosts. And they just basically made the statement, nostalgia bait.
I got into an argument with someone like about 12 hours ago. That is to show the one thing about Anakin's journey from Anakin to Darth Vader back to the light side. It shows that he ended up in the right place, that Luke actually got to him. There was a setup in 3 movies and a payoff. That's the payoff. That makes perfect sense because it was set up. And
100%.
Anakin standing there in the desert with no one seeing him and not even smiling, just looking, is not a payoff because nothing was set up for that moment. It's not the same. Just because you have Force ghosts at the end of the movie doesn't equate to it being the exact same thing. And
no,
for some odd reason, no one seems to be noticing that. I don't get it.
It's because they're retarded.
I didn't take that into account.
And they
simplest thing. Like, I got told my opinions basically don't matter because Star Wars Theory liked it.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I'm just you bring up Star Wars Theory, or the chat does almost every week, and every single time I say the same thing. I'm like, he's entitled to his opinion. I really don't care. And this, like, could you imagine telling someone, like, having the audacity to say, well, Star Wars Theory liked it, so we should all just accept that? I'm like, wow, I didn't know he was Jesus. I didn't know he was like the word of God, and we must all stop and bow down to him. Like, that's so fucking retarded. But that's how people are so weird. And the things that they're trying to justify and try. I'm trying to, like, logically figure out their points that they're trying to make, but I'm like, how
It's hard, and
He is.
Well,
I
because
was on a panel
they've
with
got
people that
because
do-
they've got to use
Yep.
their gymnastics to explain it, the mental gymnastics to explain it, and then the mental gymnastics isn't making any sense to us who just think about it normally. So that's why it's so hard to
Well,
actually
they-
understand where they're coming from.
They forget that their headcanon isn't canon.
Yeah.
And they're
Yeah.
arguing points about stuff that I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? It's like, well, the way that he looked in their eyes, that was taking back to the time that he said that, and he was really upset with them. Like, none of that happened. Where are you getting this from?
Yep. It's pretty crazy.
Moral of the story: they are retarded, and if you're a normal functioning person, with it, I mean, even that, like, Forrest Gump could understand this shit. So these people are on a whole nother plane of existence on retardum.
Yep. Let me get this super chat from Lethal Lightning for 5 says, shout out to my Nigerian tranny queen, thanks, Ahsoka, and her crusade on Rhino's sanity. Yes. Thank
Yes.
you, Lethal.
Did you guys love how, like, Thrawn was completely incompetent the entire episode?
Oh, that actually infuriated me. It was so stupid.
He was,
It was
so mad.
so
I'm like, what is, like, Thrawn doesn't show emotion like that.
well, Thrawn is like, from what I've read and all of that sort of thing from the books and everything that we've seen with Thrawn, he doesn't really get like angry. He doesn't get super emotional or get emotionally invested in something. Now, when there are situations where it does require him to sort of raise his voice or, you know, get a bit boisterous towards one of his crew or something like that, he does, right? Like, do you remember in the Heir to the Empire when they've got the tractor beam on Luke's X-Wing? And Luke does this miracle thing, and then that's what makes him get stranded in space, and then Talon Card finds him, or Mara finds him. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a moment where Thrawn goes and speaks to the guy operating the tractor beam. And because they never practiced this situation that could have happened, I believe he takes it out on his superior and then promotes the guy that tried to, like, it's a really good moment for Thrawn.
Because it was the younger guy that, and you see that guy's perspective. Like, so whenever it's Thrawn, we never see Thrawn through Thrawn's eyes. It's always people around Thrawn commenting on Thrawn, which I think makes him just as fascinating because you get Pellion's point of view of Thrawn. I can't remember that guy's name, but that guy figured it out that, you know, that's where Luke was. And his superior said, oh, no, kind of like what was it? When they got into the asteroid field and, you know, Vader choked the fat guy.
Yeah.
It was kind of like that situation. And that's how that guy, you know, that's his experience with Thrawn.
Yep.
But they don't even they didn't even touch on that sort of aspect of him in the series. It was just like, oh, the pilot went down. Make sure you put a bad thing on his record.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Oh, dude, Timothy Zahn must be pulling his fuck. I mean, he's already bald, but he must be pulling whatever hair he's got left out.
No, he's not, because he's a sellout. He's a sellout.
Dude, he can't be happy. There's no what he wrote. There's no amount of money that could make you happy with what they've done.
Well, this is the thing. They brought Timothy Zahn back to rewrite Thrawn in the Thrawn trilogy, the Disney Thrawn trilogy. And that's
true.
Like,
he
even dumbed down his own character in those books. Like,
I'm talking like, because the stuff that you got me to read and everything, I like that stuff because, as I said, I didn't see Thrawn as a bad guy. I saw him as, he was like the hero of the story.
Yeah.
Like, his motivations, everything makes sense. Nothing that he did seemed out of character. I don't know who Prawn or whatever this new version is. Like, nothing makes any sense.
Blue, what?
No, but dude, Elon is successful. Elon has a plan. I don't think this Thrawn does.
This Thrawn is
Blue Elon.
Blue Elon. This Blue Elon is definitely not as smart as Elon Musk. We've got Russell Hall here for 2, says that better not be what passes for a banana suit.
Russell, I'm not putting on the stupid banana suit until Jack show. But I couldn't find the banana shirt, but I have the blazer and I have a button-up shirt and some form of tie. Will that do?
Yeah, that'll do.
If not, Ryan, I'll just wear a banana hammock.
Oh God.
Mike Hill for 5 says, how convenient Hu Yang just have spare kyber crystals just lying around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was
and everyone's just like, it's his ship, it makes sense. I'm like, that would be a fucking beacon for everyone. So I never write scripts or anything, but I actually started writing one for this because I'm like, I need to be very clear and concise with all of these visuals. So the equivalent that I use in my video is, you guys watch Die Hard 3. Remember that scene where Bruce Willis has a big old sign on him that says a certain word and he's in a certain neighborhood and Samuel Jackson's like, what the fuck? Like, you want to die? That's the equivalent of flying around in a spaceship with a bunch of fucking kyber crystals. Like, every single Force user is going to be called to your presence, especially the dark ones.
Yeah.
It's like bleeding in the ocean, swimming around in like shark infested water. They're gonna fucking come and they can see it and smell it.
I will say the little bit of dialogue that took place while he was constructing the lightsaber wasn't actually too bad. In isolation, obviously, it does nothing for the plot, does nothing for the story, but the conversation that they have revolving around Kanan, I guess, wasn't too bad in that sense.
Do you notice the one outlier when it comes to that? It's the only time in the series where you have a male character chatting to another male character who even happens to be a robot about another male character. And it's the only little bit of dialogue that we're like, I don't mind that.
Yeah. You notice how there's no men left on this planet either.
So, what happens when like I want to see the movie where all the women and all the minorities get murdered and then we go to the new, like, the world order. Like, that's what I want to see, because where is everyone gone?
Yeah. Well, Balin's still on the planet. But what are they going to do with him?
We all know what happened.
They're going to recast for sure.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Mr. Bantham says, did you see the epic lightsaber fight? The witch could have stabbed her so many times. They could have stabbed each other so many times.
I know.
And Yellow Flash is here saying, finally a stream without Mozza. How you doing, Flash? Good to see you. Tuscan Bob, how you doing, Greg? Good to see you for 5. Says, Thrawn is retarded, but don't worry about it. It's all part of the plan. Yes. This is the thing. Like, he keeps taking defeat after defeat and everything. And there's even one moment where, which bit is it? Is it where, like, they actually make it into the temple thing, whatever it is, and they take down the troopers first, and then he's sort of standing there looking over his display. He doesn't say anything, but he looks really worried.
Yeah.
Or looks like he's disappointed, like what he thought would happen didn't happen. And I'm kind of thinking to myself, this isn't Thrawn. This isn't Thrawn. Like, first of all, Thrawn said that where the ship went down, when Sabine crashed the ship, and we'll talk about how that fucking went down. But the ship goes down, and Thrawn looks at the map and says, oh, well, now they've got a very, very small chance of stopping us, if a chance at all, sort of thing. Like, there's no chance of them stopping us. They've run out of time now. There's no way that they can get to us in time. And then the next scene, at a snap of your fingers, they've arrived, but nothing else on, like, Thrawn's ship has actually taken place. At the beginning of the episode, they said, oh, the cargo's stored. We can go now, right?
Well, that doesn't even make sense, because the ring can't come into the atmosphere. Like, they have the ship down to the planet. They had to leave what the Eye of Sauron in space, whatever it is. But so he said something in, I can't remember if it was this episode or the last episode, about docking into it. And so it's like, homeboy, you have to dock into it in space. Why are you slowly moving off the mountain? Also, if you know that they're going to come from the mountain temple thing. You already got everything out. You're leaving the troopers there. They're going to be left behind. They already know it. They're cool with that. Why the fuck are you still parked over the mountain that these Jedi can jump? And also, why don't you have the fucking doors shut to your damn ship or the shields up?
Any doors, Anna.
And don't you? I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but don't you like how Ezra just infiltrates his ship, doesn't get caught, and steals one of his ships and leaves, and doesn't get shot down by the Star Destroyer? Like, not.
But that all happens off screen, so don't ask questions.
I guess it was lucky he wasn't on a ship with 3 witches that can smell a Jedi.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Man, we are jumping all over the place, and we probably will.
Stunk of a Jedi. What the hell is Ezra going to smell like?
Yeah.
Also, he
hasn't showered in 10 years.
So infuriating about Thrawn's entire plan. It's completely dependent on those 3 witches to be able to bring back the dead. Oh, spoiler, everyone, if you didn't see it, there's zombies in Star Wars now. So the Night Sisters reanimate and control the stormtroopers. So all the cargo is just a bunch of dead people. So Thrawn has an army of zombies. And the only way for those army of zombies to be of any use to him is with those 3 chicks. If they die, he has nothing. His army is instantly gone. At this point, it's better off just getting fucking droids. And you can just reanimate the droids with magic. Right? And even the clones are better, because even if they're dying and they're coming back to life, if you lose one of those bitches, you still at least have people in production for you. It's so dumb. It's so unlike Thrawn. I could understand that for one battle, but if anything happens to those Night Sisters or they turn against him, he's fucked. He loses everything.
Yep. Let me.
It's a good thing he's got Morgan there to protect him from that. Oh wait, never mind.
Yeah, well, that whole thing. We'll get into it. Hold on a second. Russell Hall for another 5 says, if they did 100% scene copy of Rosario Dawson's famous bear
Vulva walking towards the camera shot from Trance, but as Ahsoka, would it save the show? I don't think so, Russell.
What is he talking about?
She had a full frontal nude scene in a movie.
Oh.
So he's saying if she did that for this, I don't think that would save it, Russell.
No, I don't think so either. No amount of boobs could make this show better. I'm telling you.
Don't be so hesitated to say no yet, right? And we haven't seen it, so it's just.
I'm telling you.
That's the thing. Everyone has already, because she already did that scene when she was much younger, mind you.
I haven't seen Trance. It's probably one of the few films of hers I haven't seen.
I haven't seen it either.
I've seen her in Kids. My God, that was a weird one.
We had Grizzy for a 5. We're going to watch your video again today, Grizzy. He's been doing a great job. He's nearly at 10,000 subscribers, which is awesome. Well done,
my
dude.
Man.
This Ahsoka series has definitely paid off for you. That's for sure. I think he was sitting at 2,000 or 3,000 subs before the Ahsoka series started, and now he's sitting at nearly 10, which is awesome. So yeah, Grizzy for 5 says, Disney Star Wars rarely pisses me off anymore because I just don't care. And somehow this episode managed to do it. Yeah, I'm with you. I absolutely hate it. 10 out of 10. I love that. 10 out of 10. Everything just gets fucking. Yeah. I absolutely hated it. Fucking 10 out of 10. It's fucking brilliant.
Dude, I've been using that in so many different things. When people were like, "This was a dog shit episode," I thought, "Yeah, I agree." So what is it? 8.5, 9 out of 10?
Yeah. That's fucking. We had Mystery of Wrongthink.
Ministry.
For 10. Sorry, Ministry of Wrongthink. Thank you for 10. Had a Disney fanboy argue to me that Obi-Wan's lightsaber literally bouncing off stormtroopers was fine because lightsabers aren't one hit, one kill. Okay, unless you're Qui-Gon. The Jedi Fallen Order game. In the Jedi Fallen Order game. Oh, so the game is canon now. And that's canon.
Wait, what?
The thing I had to show because I'm on Dathomir right now in Jedi Fallen Order, and I'm showing all the zombies, and I was like, Oh, look at that.
Yeah, straight rip off of Jedi Fallen Order.
And you
Well,
know
that's just
is this is how they're gonna do another spin-off show with now Ahsoka's probably gonna stay in the other galaxy. And unless she comes back, but I bet you they're gonna do like a Cal Kestis show, and it's gonna be I'd say Cal and Ezra, and they're gonna make them gay lovers.
What would their shipping name be?
I bet you because look,
Kezra.
Finn
Kezra?
and, so the women,
Kel-
everyone that's left on the basically Mortis. So everyone
Yeah.
that's left on Mortis is Shin, Ahsoka, and Sabine. Shin is obviously going to be the dark side since Rey died, and they're probably just going to kill off his character because they're not going to recast him because they didn't even recast Gina Carano's character. So they're just going to kill him off like he failed the test to get there, and so they're going to like find his body, or there's going to be a throwaway line, just like with Admiral Akbar. Shin and Sabine are going to do their lesbian thing, and so they'll be the light in the dark, and Ahsoka will be or I don't know. I guess Anakin
wait,
too.
they're gonna make her a grey Jedi?
God, because a man can't be God, and Anakin will be her advisor. And then back in this galaxy, Ezra is going to be fighting Thrawn instead of Luke Skywalker because they can't afford the CG and they hate Luke. Cal is going to randomly appear, and he's like, "Oh, I did this all those years ago. I know how to fight the Night Sisters." Plus, that one Night Sister chick that it was his friend, who's also probably going to be a lesbian. And you know what? She'll be the one that'll be there for Hera. So Hera will have a lesbian that's a Night Sister. And then Cal and Ezra will try to fight Thrawn together and fall madly in love and have the first man-on-man kiss in Star Wars. I just predicted everything.
Oh man, I predict that season 2 is going to be the quest to save Sabine and Ahsoka from the other universe. So it's just going to be a reverse of this season, but Ezra's going to go back. He'll recruit the space whales, fly back.
Sense, but they're going to go on. Ahsoka will go on to another plane of existence and become god of the entire Star Wars universe.
Yeah, she'll be like the father.
Wait.
The Mortis
gods. Oh, dude. Oh, no. You know the weirdest thing you say that? Like, that's so dumb. He's going to do that.
Yeah.
I've got a question because I haven't actually played. I haven't played like Fallen Order or anything. What time period is that setting in comparison to Ahsoka?
Well, I mean, the actor obviously is going to be aging, but
it's between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope.
Okay.
What did you say, Anna? Sorry.
It's before the original.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought because I know he's a Order 66 survivor,
like the same time as Rebels, if not like a few years before.
Right. Yeah, true. So yeah, by the time he gets to this point, he'll be 20 years older than he is in the games, something like that.
Yeah, but you know what? With the aging thing, as far as the actors, look at Bo-Katan. She's in
her 80s.
Oh, the better one is look at Mon Mothma.
I know.
She's the same age. She's the same age in this as she is in Andor, which takes place 20 years roughly before.
That's where all the credits went.
Yeah, that's right. Botox. Russell Hall.
All of it.
Russell Hall for 2 says the chat would accept Rhino in a banana hammock. Okay.
A few more donations, we might make that happen.
Oh my God, Russell Hall's picture is a fleshlight.
It is too. I was wondering what it was, and I couldn't make it out. Russell Hall for another 2. I would watch the show for Ahsoka's trance scene.
Yeah, that's the vulva scene.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, let's talk. We'll come back to some of these super chats and things. Let's talk a little bit about the actual show here. So let me bring this up. I gotta ask. Morgan was a Night Sister, right?
Apparently,
this is what we were led to believe, and now she's like ultimate Night Sister. After she gets this,
she's a Night Auntie now. She's not quite a mother; she's an auntie.
Yeah,
right. I thought that this scene, like, again, the writing and the dialogue that takes place is so lame. Like, Morgan just sort of repeats what the Night Sisters say to her back to the Night Sisters or the Great Mothers, whatever you want to call them. And then they give her some great reward, which is some shadow thing. I can't remember exactly what they call it. And they give her more magic or something. Now, we've seen her use magic prior to this, use the Night Sister magic prior to this. So I'm wondering what this did, because she's, in the past, being just normal Morgan, she's beaten Ahsoka. Well, she didn't really beat Ahsoka in their first fight in The Mandalorian, but she definitely disarmed one of Ahsoka's lightsabers in that. And then in this, later on, she dies. So whatever they gave to her didn't make her more powerful or anything like that. It actually seemed to have taken power away from her. And then they come out with the Sword of Talzin or the Blade of Talzin. Like, to me, that's just toy sales.
Yep. Which
me,
nobody's going to buy it because this character dies in 5 minutes. Oh, but at Star Wars, nobody's ever really gone.
Well, also, too, you got to remember that Ahsoka's now got that blade. Because she took it off her and then sliced her in half, which didn't slice her in half.
I grazed the belly. It's the same thing.
Oh, man, I'm so sick of lightsabers just doing no fucking damage whatsoever. And honestly, it looks like every lightsaber, like, slash just does this, like, flesh wound across the armor.
Well,
it's stupid.
It's also crazy to think that even lightsaber damage can be resurrected.
I know. That's straight from the game.
What is?
The eyes, like that's. I just watched this because I got to that part of the game.
Yeah,
and
right.
So when I think her name is Marin. I tease that it's Cal's Dothamar girlfriend, his witch girlfriend, and she does like the whole like, oh F you, I'm gonna kill you, and like it shows the scene of like all the zombies and like the eyes glowing. I'm like, Dave Filoni only knows how to do video game plots, and he's just tying in the video game. So everyone will go and play the video games.
It is like a video game, the way in which this series is. It's just like all the stuff that happens off screen is the actual gameplay. We're just seeing the cutscenes.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Or there was 2 boss fights. We get to see the boss fights. So they get to the final level on the planet. So they get past the ship, the shooting scene, which happens. Then they get the zombies. And so that was a 2-part mini boss fight. Then they get to the other boss fight, the final boss fight, which is Ahsoka starts facing off this chick. And then not Kylo, Ezra ends up being face off the zombie troopers. So it's a 2-part fight. And then there's the cutscene.
No, Ezra's on the ship. It's Sabine that takes on.
No, before they get to the ship.
Before they get there.
Yeah.
On the ship is the cutscene, or
yeah,
you know.
Now I found this really funny, and I did mention this in my review. Like, she's got to hold that sword the whole time. There's no like, I don't know what they call it, like a holster for it.
There's no hilt for it, or
there's
anything
no
like
yeah. And she, like, it's so funny in scenes later on when she's standing there holding the blade, and she's literally like got her arm up like this, and she has to like literally hold it because there's nowhere to actually put it. And it's so just lame. It was so stupid. And Thrawn's there just watching over them.
So this sword existed. It's the same one from the series, correct?
Yeah, but there was never a name for it.
But did they bring it over from the other universe? Like,
well, Mother Talzin uses this sword in the Clone Wars. I think it is. No, I don't think it's Rebels. I think it's in the Clone Wars. Like, again, it was never named. It was never designed to be this special sword or anything. It was just the Night Sisters using their Night Sister magic, and she created a sword from it. And it was never like this big thing. It's kind of like I view this sword as another like dark saber.
Yeah.
Now the funny thing is that even in season 3 of Mandalorian, the Darksaber's now been destroyed. And the
They've-
person wielding this blade. What's that?
I don't even remember them destroying it.
Remember Moff Gideon grabs...
Moff Gideon punched it, didn't he?
No, he grabs it and crushes it in someone's hand.
I don't.
In Bo-Katan's hand.
That show was so fucking bad. I can't even tell you what happened in season 3. Was the Luke Skywalker thing in season 3?
No, that was the end of season 2.
No. Oh no, the other one with him and Ahsoka. That's
that's Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, what happened in the man? I can't tell you anything that happened in
Mando season 3.
He took a bath.
Mando season 3. Yeah, he took a bath on Mandalore. He got captured by that thing that was going to drain his blood. Bo-Katan saved his life. Then they went and saw Lizzo and Jack Black.
Oh yeah, you know what? I didn't watch this show. That's why.
I
don't think I watched.
Oh wait, so you missed the first official sighting of a space whale?
Apparently, I did.
And then there was Purgles as well.
And I'm so heartbroken about this.
So what do you think of the title of this episode? The Jedi, the Witch, and the Warlord.
I rolled my eyes
so original.
Hard. Everything is a ripoff.
Everything.
Every fucking thing.
If you steal everything, then something along the way, as an amalgamation, becomes original. That's the Filoni philosophy. It doesn't make any sense, but that's literally what he does. Like, he's going to rip off stuff that he's done in a previous episode and act as if it's never been done before. Like, if he can steal it, he will.
Yep.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we're going to get Skynet next season. It's going to come in. There's going to be Terminators there. I mean, we almost got them in Mandalorian.
I was going to say, who's the Jedi, who's the Witch, and who's the Warlord? Because we've got multiple Jedi, we've got multiple witches, and, well...
There's apparently Thrawn, but I wouldn't call him a warlord.
I wouldn't call him a warlord either.
Dave Filoni's retarded. That it's Ahsoka, Morgan, and Thrawn. That's it.
So dumb. Anyway, then it basically cuts to...
Talking about so dumb. Let's hover above the ground while we're in a hurry to get back. Has she had the conversation with him? By the way, we need to get back to this ship. Because it's like Ezra's read the script, but no one's had a conversation about it.
Well, that's the thing. And I said that, I think, last week when we were talking about, like, Baylan recruiting those bandits and everything, and that all happened between episodes. But, like, this is... okay, first of all, if you're flying cover for somebody, get up a little bit higher. If you still want to travel slowly, like how slow these things are traveling, but get up a little bit higher. You've probably got better chance of actually maneuvering. You don't have chance of fucking being shot down and then landing right on top of these creatures, like nearly what happens. But not only that, you're absolutely right, Grant. Does Ezra even know the situation that they're in right now? We don't know because the conversation hasn't taken place between any of them. Any of the characters, none of them. Sabine got told by Thrawn before she left to go and find Ezra that she's got 3 days or something. And then as soon as we're out of here, you're going to be left behind. Right? Where's the urgency? They're just slowly cruising along. And then it's like, oh, but they've got to protect the turtle people. No, I'm sure the turtle people were doing just fine in the 10 years that they were here with Ezra just traveling with them.
Well, like they didn't even have a ship.
That's right.
If anything, them being around the turtle people put them in danger.
Yeah.
So are the turtle people going to Thrawn as well?
Well, I don't even know if these guys are traveling towards Thrawn. I don't know what's going on. And okay, so let's just say, for example, that they didn't get shot down by the 2 TIE fighters that Thrawn sends out, and they make it to Thrawn's little base of operations there with these turtle people. What then happens? What do the turtle people do? Set up camp? Or do they go and help them fight? Like, what are these with their slingshots? What are they going to actually do? What is exactly? There is no point in this. They should have said their goodbyes to the turtle people. You guys continue migrating or doing whatever it is that you're doing. We're going to go. Thank you for your hospitality. But no, we're going to fly our ship meters above their transports, their migration. And then
does Ezra have like a turtle wife or something that he wants to protect? Like, was he banging one of these turtles the whole time? Like, because it's weird that they're so protective of them.
I don't know
why they're so like.
Well, he's been living with them for 10 years, so maybe he's got some sort of connection to him. But even still, it's like he's going home. Like, tell these people you can speak in their language, Ezra. Like, whatever it is that you were doing in the last couple of episodes. Right? So tell them, my friends have come to get me, as I said that they would. I've got to leave now. Thank you.
Well, when we go, there's going to be a giant tower for you to occupy.
It's so ridiculous. Anyway, so then it cuts to Ezra building his lightsaber again. Now, if you don't know, this is Ezra's third lightsaber that he's building. Now, I don't know why. Like, first of all, he was handed his lightsaber. No, the Force is my ally. He gets beaten up constantly, even though the Force is his ally, and he uses a stormtrooper blaster. Even after Sabine says, "Oh, at least take a blaster." No, the Force is my ally. And then he comes on the ship and he builds another lightsaber. Now, we've made the point already that kyber crystals being on the ship is ridiculous. But the fact that he's even building a lightsaber, allowing Sabine to hang on to his original lightsaber, is ridiculous to me. I don't understand.
Teaching her her own.
What? He should. That's exactly right. He should be showing her how to make her own one.
But you can't have a man teaching a woman anything, because women in the Star Wars universe know everything. They're the best as ever, which is funny considering they showed like Sabine was the only one that could crack the little mystery box, right? She can build things, so she's also a mechanic. So why wouldn't she be right there? Be like, what are you doing? Let me see. Because if her lightsaber breaks, the one that she stole from Ezra, she's fucked.
But also, too, the way he's tinkering with the lightsaber, like, you know, even when you go to insert the kyber crystal, there should be some sort of force being used. And I made this point in my review as well. Like, he's there scratching shit and, you know, putting stuff on and all of this kind of thing. That's fine. It's not necessarily the worst thing, but wouldn't it have been better to see him, who's been only out on this planet for 10 years with nothing but him and the Force, and him using the Force to construct a lightsaber? Wouldn't have that been just a little bit better?
Well, you've got to put your essence into it to be able to create it. This is a mechanical process. Anyone could have assembled it there, and it would have made no difference.
Yeah. So Hu Yang and Ezra have a conversation about Kanan. He gives him one of Kanan's spare emitters to use on his lightsaber. And isn't it funny how he said, "I've only ever had two"? You know, as soon as he said that, it made me think of Harry Potter. It made me think of Harry's wand and Voldemort's wand. You know how they've got the Phoenix only gave up 2 feathers or whatever, and these were the 2 feathers. That's what I thought of when I saw this scene.
I've got a question because I'm a little fuzzy with Tom. Shouldn't Ezra know what happened on Mandalore with Sabine? Because that had already happened before he left.
Oh, yeah, that's true too. There's the conversation that takes place where I can't even remember.
It was right after Sabine leaves, and then he's talking to David Tennant.
Yeah, like what happened between them. That's right.
But he doesn't say anything about what happened between them. He basically gives him information that I thought he already knew, but I hadn't gone back and watched it since I watched the episode because...
Well, Ezra should already know, because if they're talking about what happened on Mandalore with the Siege of Mandalore, well, Ezra basically knows about that because he, you know, even though he wasn't there for the Siege of Mandalore or anything like that during the Clone Wars or at the end of the Clone Wars, Ezra would have been either, if that was the situation or that was a problem, would have been told by Sabine throughout their lives as they were growing up together. But then if they're talking about what happened on Mandalore with Sabine, after like she gets the training with the Darksaber and everything, Ezra was there for that. So there's nothing here that Tenon is saying to Ezra. This, you know why this is in there? It's for the people that didn't watch Rebels or didn't watch Clone Wars, so that they've got some understanding of why Sabine is the way that she is, why she's the bitch that she is.
And it would have made more sense for Ezra to like just say to David Tennant, oh yeah, like after like Mandalore, she was never the same, losing her entire family. Ahsoka trying to train her with the Darksaber and then that not working. What did I miss after that? Like that would have made more sense.
It was that she was too powerful and they couldn't train her anymore because she's going to be the bestest of ever. She's going to be Rey 2.0, but before Rey.
Well, there's
comparison that Rey is better than Sabine. Rey has more character development than Sabine now.
But the other thing too is that we get another line where Ahsoka was reluctant to train Sabine because if she unlocked her potential, it could be dangerous or something. There's some line like that in here.
That's every person that's ever been trained.
But it made me think of Grogu, like why she didn't train Grogu. It's the same thing.
Which, I mean, Grogu is going to Baby Yoda. He's going to train and he's going to continue to use the Force no matter what. So it's better for you to train him than some fucking evil person doing it and getting a hold of him because he's little. He's a little baby. Anyone can just pick him up and run away with him. Could you imagine if Baylan got a hold of the little baby and the little baby just wants to use the Force and then Baylan's like, here's a cookie, baby. Choke that person and I'll give it to you. And Baby Yoda will choke out that bitch.
Coming this summer, Baylan and Baby.
Baylan wouldn't give him a cookie. I want to see Baylan just break his neck. You know, I've got a prediction actually for Grogu. Just putting a little side note in here. I've got a prediction for Grogu. Now, I've heard that somebody said that maybe Ahsoka is going to take Sabine possibly to Luke and maybe get some training in the temple or whatever. And that maybe the Grogu will become Sabine's apprentice.
Oh.
You know what I think, though? You know what I think is going to happen? Grogu is going to obviously outlive everybody, right? With his aging. He is going to be Rey's apprentice in the Rey movie, because what they're going to do is they're going to get the most hated character in all of Star Wars and the most loved character, or let me say in Disney Star Wars, the most loved character in Disney Star Wars, and bring them together so that the people that love Grogu but hate Rey can't help but watch it, and all the cuteness and the stupidness with Grogu will blind them from the ridiculousness of Rey. That's my prediction. Get ready for it. Grogu and Rey on an adventure together.
Babe.
So, go on. What were you going to say?
I just said I love him so.
I know you do.
He's so little.
So they have the conversation. Then Sabine walks outside and Ahsoka, they're sitting on the ship. This is the other thing that I find really funny. You know, like, even though they're just moving slowly and stuff, wouldn't you be inside the ship just in case something happens? Like two TIE fighters roll up and then you can use some evasive maneuvers. You've got Ezra and Hu Yang building a lightsaber in their little storage. No one's in the cockpit. No one is in the cockpit of this ship right now.
Listen, you're thinking too much about it. Just accept it. Turn off your brain. Ahsoka is trying to tan her white head in the cloudy, overcast sky. See, okay, this scene pissed me off so much because they threw in the I know, where it's like, I'm sorry. I know. So I actually wrote over 2,000 words just about this fucking scene because I'm that pissed about it. It's like, oh yeah, throw in the I know line because you want that nostalgia bait. It's so fucking heartless. It's literally just, look at this. Oh my God, she said I know. Ah! It's infuriating.
Yep. But see, not only that, like the fact that Sabine goes, "Oh, so you know what I did?" In regards to giving the map to Balin and going with them and everything, and Ahsoka's like, "Yeah, I do."
Yeah.
It's like,
now all of a sudden she's fine with it.
yeah, exactly. And it's because earlier in an episode, Ahsoka said that she was fated to do that. So it's like there's got to be no consequences if it's fate, right? I mean, you had to do what what you were fated to do. It was so ridiculous. Yeah, more jangling keys. That's exactly what it was. But again, this whole thing is stupid. Ahsoka then just goes on to tell, she's like, "Have you been practicing?" It's like, when have you had time to practice, Sabine? And ask Ahsoka that. She goes, "I'm trying," and then she's like, "Oh no, I'm not trying. I'm doing." Yes, I'm practicing. I'm doing. Because do or do not. There is no try. This scene, you're Anna, you're absolutely right. It infuriated me too, but on so many different levels of this entire conversation that takes place. There's so many moments in this that are just completely like, let's see. Was that the bit that we were just talking about?
Yeah. Sorry.
And again, these drawn out, like, oh man, the dialogue is so chunky. Chunky or chonky? Chonky was the word I was looking for. It's fucking all over the place. But then Ahsoka teaches Sabine a lesson that it's not just about wielding a lightsaber. Being a Jedi isn't just about wielding a lightsaber. Remember when Obi-Wan said to Anakin, "This weapon is your life"? I mean, it makes me think, why didn't Ezra take his lightsaber back when, Sabine offered it to him? But even still. So they have this drawn out stupid conversation, and the two TIE fighters show up just as Ezra finishes building his lightsaber. How convenient. Everything just happens and then something new happens. It's just convenient. So Thrawn, this is the other thing too, is just before Thrawn sent out these two TIE fighters, just after he calls for these two TIE fighters to be sent out because they've located the Jedi shuttle. He goes over to Morgan and starts saying how he has underestimated Jedi in the past. He underestimated Ezra, is what he's basically implying. One Jedi.
See, I didn't know if they were trying to imply that about the Emperor or about Vader, because at this point, it's like, if I go off of regular, like what I know about Star Wars, that's invalid because Disney is retconning everything. If I go off of Disney's own canon, it doesn't make any sense either because they're retconning all their own freaking canon because nobody that's working on Star Wars is talking to one another. So I can't go off the original Thrawn trilogy or duology because that didn't happen anymore. I can't go off of the Disney version of it because it doesn't make sense with other things that are happened since. Heck, even Ahsoka's origin book, after like how she got the white lightsaber origin book, and after Order 66 and her going into hiding, that got retconned in that stupid cartoon. So I'm just like, I don't even know what's going on now. I don't even know if he knew about Anakin and Vader. He obviously knows about Anakin Skywalker and Ahsoka, but does he know now that Anakin was Vader? It's like, what? Who did he know? Pellion's not even freaking there. So it's like, who are you fucking talking about? Are you talking about Ezra because of the show? Because at this point, they retconned the fucking show already.
Yeah.
Who is he talking about? What is he talking about? Nothing with Thrawn makes any sense in this show at all. He's not even Thrawn. He doesn't do anything that Thrawn would do. He's not even a fraction of the intelligence level that Thrawn is. He's literally just standard bad guy. But let's just make him blue.
I was gonna say he's definitely blue.
Yeah.
Let me actually hit some of these super chats because they're building up a little bit here. Ministry of Wrongthink for another 10. Thank you. They're gonna pull is that Rise of Skywalker? Luke's lightsaber gotcha moment. What's the Luke Skywalker gotcha moment in Rise of Skywalker? Is that the way with him catching the lightsaber, the Force Ghost? I don't know. And season 2 is going to start with a shot from behind Balin, him slipping off the father's hand and dying so Disney doesn't have to recast. Yeah, he goes to walk and he just slips off the hand and falls to his death. I'd like to see that. That's kind of funny. Thank you. Thank you very much.
That would be in such bad taste that I would actually kind of appreciate it if they did something like that. It'd be so wrong, but it'd be like Disney doesn't have the balls.
OG Star Wars for 26-month member chat. In Disney Star Wars, the only appendages to be cut off that will actually enhance your Force abilities is the penis and balls because the Force is female. Hey, the crazy thing was, like, I know I'm jumping forward here for just a second. You know when they started turning into zombies, the stormtroopers? Why didn't they start just cutting off limbs and slicing and dicing them?
Oh, didn't you realize that lightsabers are basically just glowing baseball bats? They don't actually cut through anything.
It was just, oh man, yes, you're right. OG Star Wars, the Force is female, but like even for the female characters, it's like just choppy and stupid. We'll get to it, but there's one bit with Sabine where I'm just like, is this real? This isn't real. This is not what they actually made and thought, yeah, that's really good. Let's put that out. It's horrible. And this is after Ezra's on the ship, by the way. Russell Hall for 2 says it's a logo fleshlight.
Lego.
Lego fleshlight. Sorry. Fucking idiot. I've got fucking that much Lego and here I am fucking being stupid. So it's family friendly. Is that honestly a Lego flashlight? It is too. That's funny.
That's disturbing.
Thank you, Russell.
Is it functional?
Appreciate that. Probably not.
Asking for a friend.
Tuscan Bob for 5. Greg, how you doing? If Thrawn had 80 million credits, he could have loaded those supplies sometime in the last 10 years and left right away.
I mean, he could have done that anyway.
I don't know why
maybe he didn't want this. Now that I know that they're zombies, maybe he didn't want the smell on his ship. Because Chiss have heightened senses. So
what was that?
Your mic just went real hot for a second. It's gone back to normal now, but it's like, yeah.
Okay, sorry. That's weird.
Right.
No, I'm saying maybe Thrawn, because Chiss have heightened senses, so maybe he just didn't want the stench of the rotting corpses on his ship. Like, that is one excuse. As a human, I understand, but and that would have been funny if all of a sudden Thrawn is wearing some kind of like nose piece because he can't stand the smell.
Well, what do you think are in those crates? Do you think that they're Night Sisters?
Dead people.
Do you reckon they're dead people? I reckon I don't reckon they are.
Well, I mean, why else would they have been in the catacombs? That's it. As soon as they said the catacombs, I'm like, okay, so it's a bunch of dead soldiers.
Yep. It's his new arm.
This is something to do with Palpatine. It's a resurrection.
They're all Palpatines.
That's what I think anyway. Let's see. Russell Hall for 2 again says, have you played Mario? Turtle people are a weapon.
That is true.
Especially if you got one that's got a red back, you could just throw it from anywhere and it would hit the Thrawn ship.
Yeah. All right, let's continue on. I know there's still a couple more, but we'll get to them. Actually, no, hang on. Let me get this. Mike Hill for 5 says, wouldn't a kyber crystal usually call out to a Jedi to make a connection? Yes. And that is actually in Disney's own canon in the Clone Wars when the younglings can hear the kyber crystals in, I can't remember what it's called. It starts with an E, I think, the name of the planet, where the ice planet, where the kyber crystals are. But they hear it's almost like it sounds like a song to them with all the kyber crystals. Yep. They would hear it for sure. And that would draw people to the ship.
And that's why, like even in Force Unleashed, when you've got what's his name creating his lightsaber, he has to force the connection into it to be able to create it as well.
Yeah,
being like a dark side user as well. So like, yeah, so I'm saying like no, it's fine. It'll be on there. They're in another galaxy, so that's why it didn't attract anyone. That's the excuse they'll use.
Oh, it's so stupid. Russell Hall for 2 says the fleshlight is functional, but I can't recommend. Thank you, Russell. Thank you. All right, let's continue. So the TIE fighters show up. They shoot the ship. Surprisingly, the ship actually takes some damage, and a fair bit of it, by the way, to the point where Ezra and Ahsoka have to hold up the ship. And this is exactly what I'm talking about, right? Like, they're hovering really low to the ground. There's no one actually in the cockpit ready to fly, evasive maneuvers, anything like that. And the TIE fighters show up, do damage. They've got to hold the ship up. They come back for another pass. Sabine runs into the cockpit, bypasses the compressor, and then this happens. Yay. And Sabine, and the ship goes down. They're worried about her.
So she's the wings are made out of lightsabers, so therefore they don't really take any damage. They don't really cause damage, so yeah.
I just find it funny that as soon as they get over the hill, Hu Yang and Sabine are both outside the ship. Like no damage to them personally, even though their ship just crashed. And
dude, it nosedive. Look at the angle of the ship.
Yep. And look how fucked the ship is. And this is the only dialogue that takes place after that.
Got him.
Are we to assume that Ahsoka is impressed?
I don't know. But nothing matters because the ship is going to be fine in half an hour. This ship that just got shot to shit by TIE fighters, engines went out.
I mean, it's got a lot of black smoke coming out of it. I don't know if you know that about mechanics.
And it crashed into the ground. Right?
At speed. At height, like...
I don't know. Then it cuts back to Thrawn. Oh, and this is where Thrawn wants to see how far away the ship has crashed. Now, let's take a listen to what he says.
The attack.
Whoa, that's pretty far away.
The Jedi ship is downed. Their options to prevent that departure are now severely limited, if not impossible.
Their options to prevent us from departure are severely limited, if not impossible. From his own mouth.
Hey, Rhino, if your enemies don't have a ship and they're on the ground and you have a ship that's capable of going into space, what should you do with that ship?
Oh, well, I mean, based on the fact that he rains down fire because we've got to steal another thing from the Avengers, he could probably just go over there, hover over the top, and just rain down fire on their ship.
I mean, or just go up into space. How are they supposed to get there without a functioning ship? Like
So-
this is Star Wars' best tactician.
This is the other thing too, right? So they randomly find these 2 dogs.
Only 2.
Right, the 2
Very
wolves.
important.
They couldn't find 3. The writers couldn't write in 3. They had to make sure that Ezra was writing bitch. Right, these dogs came out of nowhere. They weren't following them. They weren't doing anything. They just happened to come across them off screen, and they only found 2.
Dude, the 2 people who have spent the least amount of time on the planet where these animals are from are the ones that are riding it.
Yeah, and Ezra is the most proficient in
He's the one that can talk to animals.
talk to animals. That's right. Everything in this was so dumb. It's just so dumb. And then, hang on. So they run off. Okay, no, that's not the bit. So is this where Thrawn tells them to prepare for a ground assault or prepare for ground assault? I can't remember.
It's pretty close.
We're just in time.
He's taking the Star Destroyer with him.
Yang, how's it going?
And then they're just there. It cuts back and they're there. This is what I'm
glad
talking
they gave
about, how time
Ed
doesn't
really good
take place in Disney Star Wars. Time doesn't exist. Time doesn't take place. It's just teleportation to where the characters need to be at the time that the writers want them to be there, right? So first of all, it was explained in just the previous scene that Thrawn said that they didn't have enough time where their down ship is to get to them to stop them from departing.
It's like we're never gonna make it. We're never gonna make it. We're here.
I know. Well, no, it's literally a video game because that's what they tell you in the video game. You need to get there now. And in reality, you can take as long as you need to because it's still going to be there. Also, that shouldn't be happening in the fucking atmosphere. The ring should not be able to get into the fucking atmosphere.
Where's its reverse thrusters like to keep it hovering? Like
Obi-Wan in Attack of the Clones, he left his little ring out in space.
In space.
The fucking planet.
Yep. And
this one's different. This one's got 7 engines, so it's better.
Yeah. Okay. And he docked in space. So he docks in space, flies to his destination, leaves the ring in space, and flies down to the planet. It's stupid. It really is stupid. They like, and this is the crazy thing to me, is like Dave Filoni should know this stuff. He should. I'm not trying to give the dude credit at all because there's no credit to be given, but based on how long he trained under Luke Skywalker, but trained under George Lucas, Jesus, and how long he was like the apprentice to George, and you know how much he knows Star Wars and knows Star Wars lore and knows Star Wars canon, he shouldn't be doing this. They were ready to leave at the beginning of the episode. If they leave the ring in space and they take the ship out into space and dock in space, none of this happens. Nothing here happens. And that would be the smart move by Thrawn. That would be actually Thrawn.
That's what I'm saying. It would have been hilarious if we're seeing these 2 sort of scenes there and they arrive and there's nothing there and they'd been gone for a day. What we were seeing from them when he sent the TIE fighters out and everything, that happened a day ago. He sent the TIE fighters out and then just pissed off. But we're assuming it's happening all at the same time. That would have been clever. They would have been able to do something with that. But no, like... And also, did the ring get bigger or did their ship get smaller?
No,
there's no way in the world the ring was like that.
No, I think it was always that big. It just, I don't know. Maybe in those space shots, it looks like it was smaller. Because I said that this was what they were going to do. Like they were going to put the Star Destroyer inside the hyperspace ring, like they do with all ships that need hyperspace rings.
Yeah, but I thought from the looks of the way in which how big this ship was, I thought there's no way it's only going to get like its nose in there, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The more you watch, the more, fucking oath. the only way that you can honestly get any enjoyment out of watching this is to literally turn your brain off. But yeah, so they start running down towards the temple, whatever you want to call it. They, as you can see there, they're not quite docked yet. You know, it would probably actually be faster in space too, because, you know,
You're not fighting gravity.
you're not fighting gravity. You're not fight like it's the vacuum of space. It's probably just easy to. And I mean, when you actually see Obi-Wan dock his fighter into a hyperspace ring in space and leave it in space, it's literally like that quick because it can
seconds.
be. So they're sort of charging towards the entrance, and they start firing down from the ship. Ahsoka asks Ezra to try and open the door, so he puts up his hand to use the Force to do it. And then there's this.
Help out!
Now, she has not yet used the Force once that we've been able to see, where she's actually been able to use any telekinesis or anything, any part of the Force whatsoever. So either in this moment, she is literally just holding her hand out and doing absolutely nothing. But there is the sound that something is happening when she puts her hand up.
Help out!
You hear that, right? So there's some sort of implication that she's actually using the Force in this moment. Whether or not we actually get confirmation from anyone or anything, who knows?
I don't think she is. I think she's just like, if this is the first version of her using it, then it kind of renders that other scene later not as dramatic. If she has the ability there and now while under fire, moving around to help move a several-ton door, then why can't she move a lightsaber?
So what is she doing? The wind's in my eyes. Let me just deflect it.
She's trying. That's literally like what she did with the cup. She's trying. But the problem is, she has no idea whether it's... She's like, shit, did I do that? And also, what's the lasers are everywhere. Like, do they not have a locking system or a like? I don't understand.
No, they're just raining down fire. There's no actual locking system. Oh, this is the scene that I was talking about. So once they actually get inside, look at Thrawn's reaction.
Dispatch the night troopers.
Does that look like a really intelligent, smart tactician that has the situation under control?
No, he looks like he's about to throw his controller across the room.
Yeah. Frustrated, worried, incorrect at every turn. He literally said earlier that they don't even have enough time to be able to get to them, to be able to stop them from leaving, even though they could have left fucking half an hour ago.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's what I'm saying. Like, you can only be... the character that you wrote can only be as intelligent as you are. And unfortunately, this character is written by Filoni.
Now, this scene here...
Oh, fuck me. This... Oh,
I made this point again in my video. You know the hallway scene with Darth Vader in Rogue One?
Rogue One, yeah.
You know when he's deflecting the shots, right? When he's deflecting all those blasters down through the hallway. Now, I know that this is a bit more of an open space, but even still, like, it probably actually brings more credibility to my point. Vader is like he's kind of like swirling the saber, and it's getting to the point where the blasters are coming in at him, right? And it's very proficient. It's very smooth. The movements are very clean, right?
No wasted movement. He's not going to a spot, holding it there, waiting for the thing to hit it. He's hitting it while he's moving, so he can get enough momentum to stop the next one, because he can sense all of them coming.
Yeah. Look at this. She literally does this thing with this hand, and then she does this thing with this hand, and then does this thing with this hand. Literally watch that little bit again there. Hold on. I mean, even that just looks stupid. There's actually a really funny tweet that I'm going to show you in a second. Flip, flip, flip. She's just doing the same motions.
Like, and she's only hitting it on the way down. So when she's hitting it, she's deflecting it straight to the ground. Where, like, say for instance, if we take what Qui-Gon Jinn and everything was doing when he was holding it two hands like the baseball one, he was angling it so it would bounce back. He was seeing where it was going and he would angle it like that. Even what do you call it? Ray Stevens' character did it in this. She's spinning it around and she's only hitting that one right at the end. If she just held it in front of her, it would be more efficient.
Okay, I got to show you this really quickly. So this tweet came out from Culture Cave, and it was just giving the Rotten Tomatoes scores, which we'll go over later in a second. But it was Critical Drinker's tweet here that actually got me. I just can't stop looking at the GIF below it. It almost what's that?
Mesmerizing?
It's almost mesmerizing in its shittiness. And it's so true. Like, okay, watch each individual person for a second. Watch Sabine. She gets hit, and then two lightsaber swings. Ahsoka, like, it is so mesmerizing in its shittiness. It really is. Look at Ezra.
I don't know if it's a deliberate part on it to make the women seem inept and everything, but like Sabine is deflecting it almost into a foot. Like you see how she deflects it back.
Yeah.
Ezra seems to be the only one who's actually deflecting it properly away, using the minimum amount of energy to do it. Like it I just don't.
It honestly looks so bad. Anyway, that's the scene that we're up to. I'll go back to it now. Hold on. Here we go. Okay, so they move back to draw them out. I don't get it. What did that do? That should have taken his head off. What did that do? Nothing.
It damaged the armor so badly. Oh wait, no, it didn't.
Watch this. See that guy?
Like he just threw a guy on the floor. He didn't kill him. He literally just like took the legs out from underneath him. Didn't stab him or anything.
Yeah.
The previous guy. Yet he's one of the guys that gets resurrected.
Yeah. And he got sliced in the ass.
Yeah.
They should have been cut in half.
Yeah. Like she's so happy about it too. Like you only see her happy when she's murdering people.
Mm.
Maybe she's like a master.
So then Thrawn invokes the dark magic of the fucking mothers, the great mothers. I do find it funny too that every time the Night Sisters are using magic, Thrawn has to like watch over them. Not that he would even understand what they're doing because they could be casting a spell against him right now, and he wouldn't even know it.
Also,
Okay.
that was a bit of a. It's also I don't know if you noticed that, but when they go past that boulder thing they put in there, there's a weird cut. People are slightly out of position to what they were before because they can't actually do a rotating shot like that in the volume.
In the volume.
Yeah.
So they obviously bring the stormtroopers back to life. They all turn into zombies. Ahsoka's shocked by this. Asks Ezra if this has ever happened before.
I don't know why she asked that. She's seen this. She fought Marek.
Yeah.
Like she's seen this happen.
Yeah. True. Very true. Now, like I said, you would think, okay, so now they're not like these things are undead stormtroopers. So let's start slicing and dicing, taking limbs off, taking arms off. They keep just getting up. If you just take them down, they keep just getting up, keep getting up.
Hit someone in the hip or the leg,
Yeah.
Just take one leg off each of them. It's better than taking off both legs because they can crawl then. One leg, if they're a zombie type thing, they're going to try and walk.
Yeah, I did pop your turn on comment up because it's probably true. The reason why she's always smiling when she's fighting and doing this stuff is because it turns her on. And then her being turned on turns Dave Filoni on. It's gross. Watch. All right, so as they start getting closer now, slice this guy's head off, fucking take off his arm so he no longer has a blaster in his hand. Something, anything. What are these lightsabers, man?
What's that guy in front? Why did he fall? Like, they're acting like that hurt them. They're undead. They've got no pain. Like, I don't...
Now, also, if you notice, they are moving slow, like zombies. Like, you get some Wookiee sounds and some Sand People sounds. But they are moving really slowly, right? Until the plot needs them to move fast.
Is this guy dead?
I don't know. This guy just jumps out of nowhere. He took a different hallway. He took a different route to get to them. And comes and then strangles or tries to grab Ezra. And this is what happens. Yeah, I'd like to pause it right there. That was the perfect spot that I wanted to pause it.
He lives.
Well, I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about how much this blade shrunk. When you actually slow it down, that blade is now half the length that it used to be. But then not only that, she now swipes down and it does nothing. Where'd the back of the blade go?
I mean, are we also missing the fact that she didn't save Ezra? She literally stabbed at him and he got out of the way.
Yeah, which is surprising that he was actually had that much maneuvering capability while he was being choked by a fucking zombie trooper.
If he was able to do that, why did he call out for her help?
Exactly. So they finally get clamped in there. Oh, look, somehow attached to her belt without her actually holding it. I didn't notice that before.
Mm-hmm.
Thrawn says that Morgan needs to stay behind because, again, it's stupid. Now there's a chance that the Jedi might actually get to us. Why is that, Thrawn? Because you continually underestimate the Jedi? You fail to learn from your previous mistakes?
Why give up your biggest asset, who's now just had a level up?
Yeah. Because he needs the other Night Sisters. And Thrawn says, for the Empire. And then after he walks away, she's like, for Dathomir. Why is it for Dathomir? I didn't think Dathomir was your home planet. I thought this place was your home planet. Shouldn't you be saying for Peridia or whatever the fucking name of this place is now? And why are they called the Dathomiri if Dathomir isn't even their home planet?
Because Dathomir is the one that's in the main system, right? It's right on it's supposed to be on the edge. Yeah, I don't know.
Now, also, too, I'd like to ask, why are they running around with all their lightsabers turned on?
Out. I know, right? Dude, it's a cool shot. Look. We've got all the colors.
Man. They're not under attack. Turn your lightsabers off. Now they're running. Now they're running.
I can explain this. Because it's a video game, their XP is based on time alive. So if the longer that they are alive, the more skills they unlock. So because they were stuck behind the door, they were there for a good 2 or 3 minutes. They've now been able to add like running capabilities, explosives. So that's why. So by the time they get up the top, they can fire guns.
I just don't understand like how the continuity of these little aspects of this show the creators can't actually like I said, it's a very small thing. Let me make this very clear. It is a very small thing, but it's these small little things that just continually add up that make you not be able to use any suspension of disbelief. So the witches turn all these troopers into zombies. They start walking like zombies, really slow, right? As they're walking towards them, they're firing their blasters. They're being chopped down and attacked and not taking off any body parts or any heads or any limbs or anything like that. They blast the door open and run all of a sudden. They're now able to run. Whereas just before, they were walking like really slow. Again, these guys are running up the stairs with their lightsabers turned on. And then we get the boss fight. Now, you would
The ones
think...
that are running, are those ones alive and they haven't died yet? Or are they dead?
No. Well, my understanding of that we've just seen is they closed the blast door behind all the undead ones. Then they blew the door up. The undead ones blew the door up and started chasing them.
Because if they were anywhere else, there's no way they could have got to them. And if they were outside, why didn't they stop them before they got in there? But it has to be them. It's the only thing that makes sense. It was the only door that they came through.
Written for 5 to 10-year-olds? I don't even believe that.
I know.
5 to 10, you're like, that's an insult to 5 to 10-year-olds. 5 to 10-year-olds are smarter than this.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you would think based on their last interactions that they wouldn't split up here, right? How easy would it be? You've got 4 lightsabers against 1 sword.
I mean,
you've got to. She says that you've got to go because you've got to stop Thrawn. You know how easy it would be to take out this chick right now, right?
Three versus 1. Done.
And then go and stop Thrawn altogether.
2 swipes, and she's dead. And then you run. It's literally 5 seconds.
Fucking anyway.
Hell,
so
pull out your blaster and shoot her. Like,
it's so annoying.
Go on, I'll handle this.
No, you won't.
That being said, the one thing I do appreciate is the fact that Chick Morgan, whatever her name is, she actually knows how to use a sword. She holds it right. It's an extension of her arm. She uses the correct footwork. I just think the choreography that she was given sucks. But yeah, like you can tell that she's proficient in that sort of training because it looks fluid. It doesn't look rigid.
Well, there was one bit in this where even in my review I said, "Oh, we finally get some decent choreography." Because there was a little bit in there. It wasn't the entire fight. There was just a little bit in there where it was actually decent. But then it goes back to nonsensical bullshit that doesn't make sense. But you can also tell that this is filmed in the volume, right? Because there's one bit where Ahsoka advances and then Morgan advances. Ahsoka advances. Morgan advances. It's like they're stuck in this little part of the volume that they can't actually like go any further out from that spot.
Oh no, they're fighting on a 2D plane. They can't move left or right.
Mm-hmm.
So they split up. They get behind her. Now, hang on. That's a pretty good place to attack her from, don't you think?
Yeah, and even if she turns around, now she's putting it back to Ahsoka.
This fight could have been over in 10 seconds.
It should have been over now. That's how long it should have been. Done.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's move on.
Let's move on. But no, we're going to have the boss fight between Ahsoka and Morgan. I think this is it. Okay, so it's from this part, I believe, where there's some decent, like even just a little bit before that wasn't good. But this bit is decent in regards to the choreography, I believe. But if you notice, Morgan advances, right? Now Sabine advances. Morgan advances. Ahsoka advances. It's just back and forward in this tiny little spot. And like I said, the choreography in bits of this were fine. It's the best thing that I can say about this entire show is that they had a tiny little bit of good choreography in the final episode. That's right. The two fucking troopers. These are the big dudes, the undead big troopers with Beskar armor. Because he stabs one and it does nothing. And then, of course...
Wait, did that go through him?
No,
Looked like he had a hole in his back. Look when he turns around. Yeah, keep playing. Pulls it out. You just here, you'll see. See?
I don't think so. I think it's Beskar.
Okay.
Because the way that it made that sound, that chink sound when it hit the Beskar.
It even does it. It even does it on the kill shot.
Don't you think how this material that's super rare, just everybody has it?
Yeah. But you know what else that I find incredible?
Mm.
Is that apparently their armor plating, right, is made of Beskar, but their helmets aren't.
I know, right?
Because Sabine just ignites the lightsaber at the guy's head and it actually goes through the helmet. I don't even remember what Thrawn says there. These two are still fighting. These guys are still fighting. Everything's dire. Fucking Sabine sees her lightsaber sitting on the ground after she's getting choked. Hang on. I went past it. See? No Beskar in the helmet.
She could only get it up after she was getting choked.
Yeah, see, there's no hole in his back.
Yeah, but it looked like there was a glow. That's what I'm saying. It was like an orange glow.
Yeah, I don't know. And then Ezra cuts off one of their heads, which is done behind a brick wall, so you don't actually see it. The fight
But it also
continues.
made the Beskar sound when he did it.
All right, let's talk about this. How do we feel, Anna?
So fucking stupid. This is literally a challenge you have to do in the video game.
Yeah.
Like, this is one of those really annoying technical ones that if you don't push the button at the exact right second, you just die over and over again. And it's like, why don't you just jump to the side that's literally right there and then just grab and like climb over? Also, the part where it's like, oh, it kind of looks like the, you know, the not the blast doors, but like the little electric, those ones, like right there, like where the blue is. I'm like, the shield should be on. Remember how before Anakin and Obi-Wan could land on General Grievous' ship, they had to shoot the freaking like the security door that only the ships can fly out of. And they shoot it, so they have to get in there really fast before the blast door closes and the ship's exposed to space. But for some reason, Thrawn just forgot to shut the door or turn
Best
on
tactician in the series.
So Ezra isn't jumping to be, you know, electrocuted and basically vaporized. Thrawn just left the door open because he's fucking retarded.
Yep.
Full generator. Thank you, Patrick.
I mean, everyone knows once you can lift the lightsaber for the first time, 32 seconds later, you're able to throw a person, 100 meters as they're falling.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just science.
Somebody left a comment, and I thought it was actually pretty hilarious that Sabine finally used her force abilities because she got choked out. Like, that's what triggered.
Yeah. She was getting all like turned on and stuff by being choked, so she decided that that gives her the ability to use the force. So dumb.
No effort in her. Her hands are doing a little bit of a shake. There's nothing like.
Now, I got to tell you, this is a move that Kanan and Ezra do in Rebels, right? This is something that they actually do and pull off, and it sort of makes sense, I think, in that. It seems to be completely fine. I think the thing that makes this ridiculous is the fact that it's Sabine, who is just apparently unlocked. It's like it's like once she's unlocked being able to use the Force, now she can do everything using the Force.
She's proficient. It's literally just an unlock. It's a paywall. It's a mobile game. You can't do something, you pay, and there you go. You can now do it.
Yeah. Now, I also want to point out that with where he was falling down. Oh, hang on. So he's falling. That push would have pushed him like under the fucking ship. He wouldn't have made it. But it gives him a. I don't know. I don't even
Apparently, she's the strongest Force pusher ever.
Well, not just that. She doesn't move her hands. Like, you've seen when other people do stuff, they've got to physically move their hand around to manipulate the Force around. She keeps her hand still and then is able to push him forward, then up.
Oh yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. And look at it. Look at the surprise on her face. Like, she looks so stupid. But again, no effort, nothing. Sorry, I missed this one from earlier. Mass Hysteria Media, how you doing? For 2, says they destroy her second saber because Dawson's so bad. W2. I don't really understand that last bit and why it's a question. I'm sorry. I'm a little lost with that.
So Rosario Dawson's bad at using it, so they had to use a different lightsaber, or?
Oh, she's bad with 2. Sorry. Okay. So, yeah, okay. So they destroyed her second saber. Yes. Well, they destroyed her second saber. It's so funny that Morgan is the one that's actually disarmed Ahsoka twice now from her second saber. But she actually destroys her second saber. And yeah, maybe they did do that specifically because she's bad using 2 lightsabers and it looks horrible. But she looks bad using 1 lightsaber. Even in the fight with Baylan, when she was only using 1 in that, I think it actually looked pretty bad. Thanks, Mass Hysteria Media. Appreciate it. All right. So, yes, the Force push. He gets up there. He's like, Sabine, now it's your turn. And they're still fighting. Now, this is the other thing, too, is just before this. Hold on. Let me get back here for just 1 second. Let me see if I can find the spot here. So the stormtroopers come running in and start shooting at her. Morgan stops fighting, right? Oh, that's so good. And then we get this scene with Ezra jumping across. And then we get back to this. She's still fighting the stormtroopers. They're still shooting at her. Surround her. And as soon as Morgan starts fighting, they stop. There's a guy right here. There's a guy right there.
Fucking back.
Shoot her. Look at these guys just standing there. We got to stand around and watch the boss fight.
Morgan's out of the way. Shoot her now. Literally shoot her.
Right here. Alone.
Oh, God. Dialogue fucking shit. And Sabine's like, she's not alone. And she's like, kill her! Like this to the stormtroopers. So the stormtroopers go running after Sabine. And then look, she's about to block this blaster with her armor. What did that do?
It gave him a haircut, a nice fade.
I like how there's 5 guys there and none of them hit her. It's like having blasters. They're so useless.
Where'd those sparks come from? Did they come from his knee?
I don't know, man. I'm sick of the sparks with lightsabers. It's so dumb. But like, oh man. I don't even know what to say anymore. And then this is how Morgan goes out. That would have sliced her in half in 2 places.
She's literally slicing her with an actual sword as well.
Yeah. a sword that's got Night Witch
Fire on it.
fire on it, and a lightsaber, and that's
Like,
the wound.
Like, I look at that and I don't see how that even hurts her because it's not even skin deep. I know you painted me with two different colors. My one weakness. Oh no.
The Night Sisters say that Morgan's dead. Ezra's on the ship. He gets the comm. He sees the stormtrooper armor. He uses the stormtrooper armor. They're like, let's get out of here. Now, when I was watching this, I'm like, how are they going to get out of there? How? I didn't even think about their ship because their ship should be completely destroyed. Like, how long has this been? Half an hour at most? Maybe an hour? Right?
And Xu Yang said, "Just leave me." He basically said his goodbye.
Yeah, but also too, the stormtroopers. Okay, so they watch this. They
Wait.
Stormtroopers are now.
Sorry, I just realized something. Look where the bolts are going.
Yeah,
from the
their
ship.
feet.
The ship. No. The ship from the ship. It's going directly down. What's below there?
The ship.
Oh yeah, their
The
ship. Yeah, but not only that. Like, didn't they take out all these zombie stormtroopers while Morgan was fighting with Ahsoka? Didn't Sabine take out all the troopers, or are there just more coming from nowhere?
Oh no, they got better.
But the troopers, okay, so the troopers are running after them and shooting at them at the same time, right? They jump off the cliff. They get to the edge. Now, based on what happens immediately after this with them raising up in the ship, when they're looking down off this cliff, what do they see?
It's off screen. It doesn't matter.
Well, if anything, they see their ship and they see them standing on the hull of their ship. Shoot them. Shoot them now. No, still not shooting. Now they start shooting. And the ship is completely fine and fixed after what we saw.
New paint job on the wings as well. Nice to see.
That's true.
It's pathetic.
I didn't notice that the first time.
They fly away. The fucking temple thing gets destroyed. They're trying to get out of there. Thrawn decides to open up a communication to Ahsoka and say, I knew I'd beat you because your master was Anakin. And maybe you're fated to be like your master. So stupid. And they hyperdrive out of there. I better not do it like that because if I just click every 10 seconds, it fucking... they get you for copyright because it looks like you're actually just watching the whole thing.
Just identify as trans and they'll let you go.
Okay. It's a good idea. So Thrawn gets away. They've hyperdrived into the other galaxy. So they're now stuck here. So basically this entire series comes down to Ahsoka wanting to see Ezra again and get him home.
Oh my gosh. I just got a big announcement for everyone.
Yeah.
Guess who's going to be at LA Comic-Con?
You?
I'm so excited. Sabine.
Yes.
Morgan and Ezra are all going to be headlining stars at LA Comic-Con. I just got the email.
Wow. Are you going?
Yeah, I am going to be at Comic-Con.
Are you going to dress up as a turtle?
Oh my God.
If you bump into them, can you just ask them why it was written so badly?
No, just literally just ask them why. Just walk up to them and just go, why?
Why?
I don't, you know what?
That'll be $60
for the writing.
Ezra Skywalker. No, but like even actors can sort of put in their 2 cents, can't they? They can say like, shouldn't we do something like this? Shouldn't
back then, but not now.
Yeah, true. Yeah, why, Dave?
Yeah.
Why?
Do you think Ezra's Rey's father?
No.
Ezra is Rey's father. Huh. No. I reckon Rey's father is one of those people in the coffins. I don't know, man. It's so dumb.
It's brain.
So let's just quickly get through this last bit. So Ahsoka and Sabine go back to live with the turtles. Okay. We get to see Morai. I can't remember if that's her name. The owl, the bird, the sister of the Mortis people that sacrificed herself to save Ahsoka in the Mortis arc in the Clone Wars. So that's a little Easter egg. It's so funny. I was watching Disparu's review of this, and he goes, "Yep, we're just watching a bird," because he doesn't know. Like, this is the thing. For those people that haven't watched the Mortis arc or haven't watched the Clone Wars
They have no
or
idea.
Rebels for that matter, have no idea the relevance or significance, even though there is none to this, but what this actual thing is. It's literally there for the seal clappers to go, "Oh my God, look, it's Morai." Then we get Shin, who goes back to the bandits, raises her lightsaber up like she's some sort of leader of theirs now, and that's it.
See,
So-
I see that. I think that means that she's going to start attacking.
No, I don't think so.
That does. I mean, you see someone raise their weapon at you on top of a thing, that means they're going to attack you.
Someone kill that bird. But this is the other thing too, is like I said last week, we never actually saw what Balin did, or what Balin and Shin did to essentially like recruit these bandits.
Mhm.
You know, it was all done in between episodes, all off screen. So we don't know how they motivated them. We don't know how they manipulated them. We don't know anything. She's just decided to go back to them, though.
Yeah, off-screen communication. It's the easiest way to write dialogue when you don't have to do.
Yeah. Then it cuts to Balin. He's looking at this little beacon here that's flashing in the distance. Right? You see it there sort of disappear. And then it'll come back. There it is again. And
Like
he's standing on the arm of the father. And you've got the son there, and the daughter's missing her head.
Does she-
And
Is that because she sacrificed? So is that symbolism?
maybe.
Also, if he has to walk all the way over to where that beacon is, like he doesn't have any water or anything on him, like he's gonna have a hard time.
The Force is his ally.
Dude, especially getting down from there, like that's gonna take him a day just to get. Yeah.
Well, I want to show you a little bit of cope that's going on out there. You notice the sun over here? You notice how there's the little picture of the sun here?
Yeah.
See how there's a split across his eye?
No.
See how there's a scar going? See, okay, so hold on. Here.
You mean because he's in a mountain range?
Yeah, well,
Have- The solid rocks at all times?
let me show you something here if I can fucking find it. Did I fucking save it? Oh no. Maybe I didn't. Okay, here we go. My favorite person in the whole wide world.
Yo, so I noticed something during the Ahsoka finale. Check this out. That's the son. That's the father. That's
Oh,
Bail.
it's the Anakin.
Why does the son have a scar across his eye just like Anakin? That's kind of weird, don't you think? I feel like Anakin
No.
now has taken the role of the father, the
It's a
balance of the Force. So what's the deal with that line so perfectly put right there for his eye? Don't you think we would think that that's Anakin? What do you think?
No, because Anakin doesn't have that scar.
What's with the music in the background? I felt like
It's supposed to be spooky. Oh, this is going to be head music.
Oh man. Oh, the cope, the justification, the reasoning. And then I think that's really it, isn't it? Oh no, we could then cut back to the Night Sisters or them being going to Dathomir. So they get back to the original galaxy, And then we see this. So, any theories, any thoughts on what this cargo is? I honestly think it's got something to do with Palpatine.
It's zombies. It's dead
But
Not
people.
see-
it's not a lot of zombies.
It is. It's a bunch of dead people. They're all bringing back. They're gonna look like those stupid witches from Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, I don't know. It could be. It very well could be. But again, for the Night Sisters to make the soldiers into zombies, they had to die, right? So what? They've just got all these soldiers buried in these coffins.
Well, because as I said, they were filled. That was filled up in the catacombs.
Yeah.
So maybe it's like an ancient soldier or something like that. Instead of like a stormtrooper, maybe it's like I don't know, like it's a wolf. It's the wolf people because it's Filoni.
It's all the Darth Mauls. It's all of the zombie Night Sister things.
All the Palpatines.
It's literally the Dathomir level of Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, okay. You could be right. So he's just going to control an undead army and use the Night Sisters to control them for him. Who really cares? And then it cuts to the shuttle arriving at the New Republic fleet. Now, Ezra was on that ship with Thrawn. How did he get off the ship? How did he infiltrate? How did he get the shuttle? How did he not get detected when flying the shuttle off of the ship? How did they not blow him out of the universe when he did try and leave? Nothing.
Look at how many ships are there. Like
nothing. Now, the other thing too is between him arriving, this is Ezra obviously on this shuttle, him arriving to this New Republic fleet. Why isn't the New Republic fleet going, hello, hailing him?
Mm-hmm.
Who are you? What are you doing here? If you don't identify yourself, we're going to shoot you out of the sky. No, 2 A-Wings escort him to their main ship, let him land. No dialogue is taking place. He lands. I made this point on my video as well, right? On my review. He's walking down the ship, down the ramp here. Full stormtrooper armor. Now, wouldn't you think, he's got his clothes. He could have just taken, while he was traveling between the ship, Thrawn's ship and the New Republic, right? He could have, I don't know, taken the shit off, made him look like normal. He walks out. They've all raised their guns at him. Why is no one saying anything?
I don't even
because
think
they've read the script and they know that Chopper's going to roll out there and greet him. Still nothing takes place. And she's like, Ezra? It made me think of fucking Gandalf. Ezra?
Well, no.
And he's like, Hera, I'm home. And that's it. And then he walks towards her.
See, I think they must have done multiple shots or something because they've all got very generic responses. So I think that they had multiple different people arriving just to see which one worked.
That thing where it's like a closed set because it's so secret, no one can know about it because if it gets out, it's going to spoil everything. So they're all like pretending to look at something, and then Hera is told right before. Because I tried getting like a screenshot of like them in the same shot, and I couldn't.
Yeah, right.
Because they're not.
So I feel like they did film this at different times.
Yeah.
But this is the other thing too. Like Hera's just standing there while he walks towards him, and then the scene ends. Like it's amateur. It's lower than amateur level writing and amateur level characterization and everything. It's that bad. It cuts back to Sabine and Ahsoka saying that, Ezra is where he needs to be and where we need to be. He got home, all of that sort of thing. Then Sabine feels something, shadows in the starlight, or something that says, orange juice. And then, whoa.
Somebody's tiny human.
Yeah,
Still
sorry about that.
attention.
And then obviously we get the last bit of jangling keys with Anakin. I don't even know what to say anymore. Like it's honestly.
Does that look like the happy face of pride? Like that, they're like, oh, he's so full of pride. You can see how happy he is. I'm like, but he doesn't look like he's happy.
I'm just lost on where this was supposed to go and what was supposed to be the whole purpose of this show.
So Force ghosts are not like they can be anywhere in any galaxy. So they're
Well,
not bound by like time and space.
My understanding of Force ghosts is that they can't be seen by anyone that's not Force sensitive.
See,
And
I must have this wrong because I always thought Force ghosts can't appear. Someone has to essentially pull them in that has the Force ability.
No. So it depends on how the completion of your training. Like the fact that what's his name? Qui-Gon showed up in Obi-Wan Kenobi is a complete retcon for that character. He didn't complete the training, and that's even in Disney's own canon. But like even in the novelization of the novel, The Rise of Darth Vader, at the end of that, when Obi-Wan finds out that Vader is still alive and he's freaking out and everything, Qui-Gon starts talking to him for the first time since the end of Revenge of the Sith. And my understanding of that is obviously no one else can hear Qui-Gon, right? So if people think, and that's why people think that he's a crazy old hermit, right, that talks to himself, because in those moments, he's talking to Qui-Gon, Qui-Gon's talking back, but nobody else can actually hear Qui-Gon speak. It's only the Force user, and obviously where Qui-Gon's directing his attention can actually sense him. And again, it's my understanding, like, think about the end of Return of the Jedi for a second, when the Force ghosts of Obi-Wan, Yoda, and Anakin show up. Why is, like, Luke's looking over there, he's laughing. Leia comes over, I don't think she can see them, despite the fact that she is Force sensitive. I don't know. But it doesn't seem like there's any recognition there of her seeing these mystical blue characters. What were you going to say, Anna?
It's not going to make sense because the people that are making it don't even know what the fuck they're doing.
No.
So for us to sit here and try to like logically come up with an explanation for it or try to figure out why things are working or aren't working, I'm getting like, the more I think about it and the more I listen to you guys talk about it and like just my own thoughts combined, I'm just like, how could you spend millions of dollars on something and you have no fucking idea how to do anything? Like they could, if they actually did their damn research, if they got people that actually were competent at their job, this could be a hit. And it could be one of those things that's like winning all the Emmys that everyone is literally talking about, everyone's sitting on the edge of their seat. Instead, they're just making this mediocre horseshit that doesn't make sense. Could you imagine if this show was like as good as Breaking Bad?
Oh, yeah.
Like how fucking awesome that could be?
15 million per episode. Is that right?
Probably. That wouldn't surprise me.
And this is what they came up with.
I know.
Wow, so you got 120 million for a season. Fucking hell.
And where's that return coming from? They're basically making people to get on Disney Plus, so they're not getting any return. Either they must be laundering money.
Yeah. Well,
like that is the only logical explanation for this.
It's not coming from their stock value, that's for sure. It's the lowest it's been in 50 years.
Why isn't Anakin protecting his grandson? Physical attacks
from psychic attacks from the Emperor. You know, or maybe this is an idea. Maybe when the guy who got you to go back to the light side that saved your soul, essentially. When he's having a bit of a crisis and is about to murder his nephew, why don't you just even just go, dude, chill a bit.
Well, see, look, I want to talk about Force Ghost for a second because despite what we see in Empire Strikes Back with Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I feel like that was a completely necessary thing to actually happen, where Obi-Wan needed to actually be there, appear to Luke, to actually answer some questions for him and all of that sort of thing. I still don't think that Force Ghosts or anyone that's become one with the Force should be interfering as much as what some of the people out there are saying. So in regards to Anakin, not really.
In The Last Jedi.
Okay, I'm not talking about fucking Disney Star Wars. I'm talking about actual Star Wars for a second. So, no. Hear me out for a second. So, in the Obi-Wan Kenobi novel, for example, right, there's multiple times where Obi-Wan is asking Qui-Gon for help. Multiple times. And Qui-Gon doesn't say anything to him, doesn't interfere, doesn't do anything like that. Now, obviously, he's watching over him because we don't get that first interaction until the Rise of Darth Vader novel, right? But it's because they're so knowledgeable about what's going on in the galaxy that they've got to allow the Force to guide the person as opposed to them as a Force ghost or interfering in that situation. So for people to say, oh, I'd rather see Anakin show up and have a conversation with Luke and all of that sort of thing, I don't really agree with that all that much. I mean, it's fine in a very dire maybe situation where, Luke is losing all his passion and all his heart, and maybe then Anakin shows up and teaches him a very simple lesson, but then disappears again. I don't think.
Or like if his school burnt down or something, for instance.
Well, the other thing too is like, why isn't Anakin going to Luke and saying to Luke, "Oh, the Emperor's on Exegol, and you need to go and stop him," right? Even why does it? I can hear myself really loud all of a sudden.
Yeah, dude, I was muted then, so that can't be coming from me.
Gotta be me. I don't know. I've been trying to fix my settings.
Yeah, it sounds like someone was yelling into the microphone.
From me?
No, I was the one talking, but it I don't know. It's not doing it anymore, but it keeps coming up every now and then.
Dude,
anyway.
Does anybody in the chat hear it?
Feedback?
Not Grant's baby. Like, did you guys hear Rhino?
Was it really hot? Like, did the mic turn up or something?
Ow.
Anyway.
I didn't hear anything.
I don't think that... yes, it was loud. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, it's all good now. Yeah, I don't think that Anakin should be showing up and telling Luke all of that stuff, personally. Because then...
Because it takes away from, like, Luke doing things on his own.
Yeah, and the Force guiding him
but
to
they're
do...
bringing in Anakin because they want to use Hayden Christensen as much as possible, and it's not like he's doing anything else.
The jangling keys.
Yeah.
The jangling keys. That's all it really is now.
I mean, if they wanted to do, I could see at least having him there where Luke, farts off as a Force ghost at the end. Having Anakin there with him to help guide him to that next part. I mean, if they're going to start including, they should have done it then. But the fact that Anakin's only going to turn up for Ahsoka now and stuff just basically goes, oh yeah, by the way, he's another deadbeat dad.
Yep.
Yeah, it's purely there for the nostalgia, the jangling keys.
Don't worry, he will turn up for Leia.
When?
Because Leia can't have a man doing anything for her. Remember how she outsmarted Obi-Wan Kenobi every time?
Yeah, imagine how strong she's going to be when she goes through puberty. Oh my god.
It's just so annoying. It's so annoying. And like where Star Wars is. And it's so funny. Like I've been saying for a long time, Disney Star Wars isn't Star Wars, and like I'm checked out in regards to the fact that I'll watch this new Star Wars that they're coming out with, and it's Star Wars in name only, and I'll explain why I think it's stupid and give my evidence and all of that sort of thing. But then when I see somebody like X-Wing, you guys know X-Wing, don't you? He does streams with Drunk 3PO and stuff. Anyway,
Certainly do.
X-Wing, and he was doing his watch party of this. Man, it destroyed him. It destroyed him because he still had hope. He still had some sort of connection to the fact that he was thinking that maybe they're going to actually turn the corner and make Star Wars good again. But not.
It's gone from make Star Wars great again to at least just make it good. Like that's what we want.
Yeah. Are we to expect an Anakin Disney series? I don't think so. I mean, it's so funny. I hear people out there saying, "Oh, can we please get a Darth Vader series?" Yeah, you've got one. It's called the 6 fucking original movies. You've got one that revolves around fucking Darth Vader. Oh no, but we want Darth Vader hunting Jedi.
That's the thing. Like if that's why for me the sequel trilogy is so out of whack, because you've got your arc of Darth Vader. It should have ended with something to do with Anakin as a Force Ghost, something in there. They needed that completion for the trilogy of trilogies in there, because it is essentially Anakin's story.
This is the thing, though. I don't understand what's so wrong with actually pushing the universe, the world, the story, the characters forward. Like, what would have been so wrong with bringing in the Yuuzhan Vong for the sequel trilogy?
Yeah.
Because they would have to know who they are.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't know who the first order was. They still brought
no,
those.
But they made the First Order up because the reason why they didn't want to use the EU, and I truly believe that this is one of the biggest reasons, is because people had read the EU, right? So if they adapt it, there's a couple of things that could go wrong and there's a couple of things that could go right. If they adapt it really badly, right, well then all the people that have read it are like, oh, this is fucking bullshit, right? But for the people that had read it, and if they adapt it well, there's no real surprises for them, is there? They've got to have those shock moments. I mean, look at the reactions from the SEALs out there, right? All the reactions are, oh my God, I saw Anakin. Oh my God, it was the bird thing, the daughter. Oh my God, it was the Mortis people. That was who was calling to Balin. Nothing is actually pushed by the characters. Nothing's pushed by the character motivations. Nothing like that. It is all just the stuff that they're putting on the screen that makes people think that this is Star Wars.
It's Star Wars has become meta, and it's the one thing Star Wars never needed to be.
Big time. There's actually a lot of shit in like, you know, I mean, we've had the memes of let the past die, kill it if you have to, and all of that sort of thing. But there's a lot of those lines in this series as well that you could definitely definitely take out and use as a meme. Let me get these super chats here. So Tuscan Bob for $2 says, I'm waiting for the Lucas cut of the show.
Don't hold your breath, man.
He was there. He was on the set. And that means he's like all for it. That means he backs it. So dumb. And Mr. Burger. How you doing, Mr. Burger? Good to see you for 5. Says, hail Rhino and Anna. And Grant. I'll throw that in there. Repent. Sorry?
I said, what's up?
Oh. Repent. Embrace John Malin's eyebrows so you may be cleansed of your filthy ways. Praise John Malin's eyebrows. Hail the eyebrows. Thank you, Mr. Burger. Appreciate you. As a whole, Anna, what as an entire season, as an entire series, what do you think? What are your thoughts?
Time and money and resources. Like that, all it did was make ruin every single character that's shown. And it's just such a monumental waste of time.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that they had into each episode could have been condensed down into 2 episodes. And it's not even an interesting plot. It's so stupid. It's such a waste of time and money. And I would be infuriated by it, but right now I'm just tired.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that you pointed out, like there's stuff that obviously like I noticed, stuff I didn't notice, like even the fixing the paint on the ship that should have been blasted. Like that, I'm like, just, how could you be doing this? How could you be this fucking incompetent?
Yeah.
They just don't have the money in it. It's just,
Well, see, if they didn't have the money and they were on a budget, I would be like, oh, wow, they did all that like on $1 million budget. Wow, that was actually pretty decent. The story sucks, but at least they made it, look somewhat better than stuff on YouTube, right?
Mm.
But no, the fact that they're spending $15 million per episode, the Joker didn't even cost $15 million. And look at that movie.
Yeah.
You could literally film in like a shack and just have like a condensed story in a shack, like that one episode of The Twilight Zone, and have a better story than this.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so irritating.
It
yeah,
is.
well, basically, the story didn't go anywhere. The characters were terrible. The plot made no sense. The choreography was terrible. 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah, 9 out of 10. I give this series a 9 out of 10. It's fucking great.
I'm gonna say this is a 2.
Yeah.
And the only reason it's not a 1 is because Valen and Shin were somewhat interesting, and I think that's because you know almost nothing about them.
But
And
they
I
also
think it a mystery was what gave it that.
yeah. But they also took a lot of that away by the end of it. I have a feeling, and I know that there's been a couple of other people out there saying this, but I have a feeling that Shin and Balin's story sort of changed a little bit, and they probably had to change up a few things because of Ray Stevenson passing away.
So there were no reshoots after his death. So once he died, there hasn't been any reshoots.
Well, then maybe they had some stuff already shot that they changed and they used.
They could have easily repurposed shots. That's yeah.
Yeah.
It's not out of the question.
But I would say I think that they did mean to have her and him go their separate ways because at first I thought like once the episode was done, it's like, okay, so he's supposed to be the son, Ahsoka's supposed to be the daughter, and Anakin's obviously going to be the father. And
Ahsoka will be the father.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
what
what
I
I'm
see
saying.
that.
Well, so hear me out. Anakin died, and the father always wanted Anakin to be there. But now that Anakin's a Force ghost, he's on a higher plane of existence with the Force. So he got nothing else to do. So he's going to go back to where the father told him, come. Because at first when Anakin met him, he's like, I can't stay with you. I got shit to do, man. And so the father always wanted him. Now that he's dead, he's got nothing to do, is on a higher plane of existence. He's got all the time in the world, so he's going to go be Force Ghost father. And then Ahsoka obviously has the essence of the daughter in her, which is why she's alive. And then Ray Stevenson died, but he was supposed to be the brother, so to represent the dark side, the light side, and because they were living, right? And Anakin, the chosen one, and he's the one that can control them. But now that Ray Stevenson's dead, that's where I came up with my theory of, okay, well, they'll probably kill him. Like he almost made it, but he didn't. And that then Shin will be the brother, Sabine will be the sister, and Ahsoka will be the father. All women running the galaxy.
Yeah. That was very obvious in this. The Force is female stuff as well throughout this entire series, throughout this entire show. Like even the way Hera speaks, like, I'm a general. Nothing's classified to me. I'm sorry, but
it is.
As a general, that's not how that works. I'm sorry. There is stuff that is classified to you. It's anyway. But as we've been going through this entire season, you can even call it that. You know, I've been making points about Hera. The biggest downfall in this is the writing and the way the characters act, and they don't act like normal people would, right? Like when Hera's got all this evidence of Imperial Remnant activity and all this kind of stuff. We talked about it a fair bit. And she doesn't happen to bring that up with any of the senators, even when she's being pushed. Even when they say we've got no evidence of Imperial Remnant activity, even though the New Republic arrested people and all of it, like nothing actually makes sense. It is purely just the way the writer wants to do it. Dave Filoni wants it to play out. So we'll just make people stupid or we'll make people dumb so that it actually goes the way he wants it to go. You know, and I make this argument all the time with the fact that time doesn't exist in the Star Wars galaxy, right? So Thrawn says we're ready to leave. At the beginning of this episode, we've got all the cargo, we're ready to go, let's go. And he then says, "Oh, we downed their ship. Oh, how far away are they? Oh, they're all the way over there. Now there's no chance that they could ever even stop us." And then in the very next scene, they're already at the place that they need to be, right? So they've traveled, Ahsoka, Ezra, and Sabine have traveled all that way on the dogs. But in that time, in Thrawn's time that takes place, nothing's happened. Do you know what I mean? Like, in the time that they were traveling there, why isn't the ship taking off? Oh, because they're waiting for the hyperspace ring. Well, there's another stupid fucking decision. It's just the way the writer wants to make it so that he can have the plot go the way he wants the plot to go.
Force contrivances to move the plot along.
Yeah, basically. Let me get this. Mike Hill for 5 says, Disney shills actually getting excited when Sabine uses the Force, but forgetting that she's not Force sensitive. I think that there's people out there that Star Wars Theory even put a video out there of, George Lucas saying years ago that the Force is in everyone. And that's true. The Force does reside in everyone, and it flows through everything. It flows through everyone, all of that sort of thing, all living beings. But talent is a massive factor. You know, they've got to be able to wield the Force. And this is why, even Hugh Yang
they've got to be Force sensitive. That's the main thing. Yeah. It doesn't matter how much I concentrate. If I'm not Force sensitive and I don't have any midi-chlorians or whatever, I can't do anything with it.
Sabine even gets told by Hugh Yang that, she would never have been accepted in the Jedi Order.
But now she's Jedi, according to StarWars.com.
Full on Jedi, too.
Yep.
Full on Jedi. Star Wars Marvel Purist, how you doing? Good to see you for 2 months, member chat. Could have used EU authors for adapt. Use them for books.
But then Filoni doesn't get the money. Filoni wants all the money for all the characters.
It's not even that. It's we lost Anna.
Oh no.
Did she? I know that she said in the back room that she's got to go soon, but I was going to give her an out after I read that. Well, Anna, if you're not coming back, bye. Go and watch the Jack show after you're finished here, guys. Hopefully she will be back at least to say goodbye, though.
I miss her already.
The thing is that like the EU authors, like Timothy Zahn, he's a sellout. He might have been able to create Thrawn and do a really good job with that, but he's a sellout. And the authors that they've now got writing their books, the High Republic and all of that sort of thing, don't understand Star Wars either. I mean, there was that comic book where the guy was sliding down the tree with his lightsaber and then just got stuck there.
That's the one that had to go at Anna when she pointed it out.
Yeah. But then had to admit that he fucked up. So, yeah, look, it would have been better just to adapt all the books, like the EU, moving forward for Disney to actually have done it that way. But instead, they decided to do their own thing, and their own thing is so far removed from what real Star Wars is, it's actually ridiculous. All right, let me just check something here. right. That's a good point. Mega Jetty 1 for 2 says, did he sell out or did he buy in? Yeah. Bit of both, man. He sold out on George Lucas Star Wars. He sold out on the fans, and he sold out on Star Wars, and he bought into the bullshit. Thank you for the live stream. Well, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Adeline.
Appreciate you. All right, let's go through some of the things that that I've got to just talk about here, and then we'll do Seal of the Week, and we'll wrap up the stream. So the first thing was, obviously, I showed you Critical Drinker's response to this, and I thought it was absolutely hilarious, this one here. There I am there saying, it's so true. Because I actually sat there and just watched the GIF for like a couple of minutes, and I started laughing. So apparently Rotten Tomatoes scores for Ahsoka episodes. Episode 1, 95%. Episode 2, 100%. Episode 3, 84%. Episode 4, 100%. Episode 5, the one that had Anakin, this is crazy, 85%. Episode 6, 100%. Episode 7, 88%. And episode 8, 100%. There are 4 episodes in there that are 100%. There's one that's over 90%. And there's like that just... I'm sorry.
So
but I have a feeling that this is the people that work for Lucasfilm voting. It has to be.
Yeah, so, and also because it's like Rotten Tomatoes, their aggregate is so weird. A lot of these ones are given these episodes 2 out of 4. They're not giving them a positive review. They're giving it 2 out of 4, but it's being put as a positive one, which means it's getting a perfect rating. Like their flagship episode, episode 5, is their second lowest rated one.
Yeah. Well, no, second lowest. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
What a load of shit.
Yeah.
What a load of shit. Because again, like I know that it almost feels or seems like a little bit, I hate saying this, but a little bit of an echo chamber based on the fact that the people that I watch, right, on YouTube and stuff that review this obviously view it the same way that I do. They see the plot contrivances, they see the writing issues, they see the lack of character development, the lack of character motivations, all of those sorts of elements. So when I go out there and I watch YouTube or anything on these, most of it is sort of the same way that I talk about it. Probably a little bit on the negative side, right? But I can't picture that many people actually out there being loving it that much that they would vote like this.
Well, those are the ones. Those are only critic scores. That's the thing. They're not. It's not an audience scores.
I mean, even Star Wars Theory gave this last episode, the final episode, I think he gave it a
8.5.
That's what it was. Yeah, 8.5.
I was 8 or 8.5. Yeah. Yeah, he listed 10 things he didn't like. He listed 10 things he didn't like about it, and still at 8.5.
Like that's a joke. So disingenuous. Because I don't know how you can hate these things about it and then say that it's still an 8. Like an 8, average is 5. Average is 5 because it's right in the middle. It's average. Anyway, this is why I don't usually give like a number rating. Sometimes if I'm just, it's like spewing stuff in a review or anything, sometimes it'll just come out and it'll just come across and I'll be like, yeah, well, this was a 2 or something like that. I don't really think though about it all that much, to be honest with you.
I like the practical rating system. It's just like, yep, I'd want to see it in the cinema. Yeah, it's worth seeing on streaming service. I wouldn't even pirate it. You know, that's how bad it is. So then it gives you an idea of the quality of it.
Let me bring this up. So RIP Star Wars for 5. Says the in the Achieves book.
Archives.
I'm a fucking idiot. It's so embarrassing. Fucking dyslexia. In the archive book, George says you need a certain amount of metachlorians to use the Force. Theory blows past this in one of his videos. Of course he does. Sorry I fucked up your super chat. Again, it's so embarrassing. I fucking hate it when I fucking shit up like that because I should know that says archives. Anyway, no, of course he does. Of course he's got to blow past it. Because if he doesn't blow past it, then what he's saying, the entire video, the entire premise of his video doesn't make sense.
Like, I mean, that's the best part about making a, I'm saying not necessarily Star Wars series, but that's the best part about making a theory video. If you just change one thing, you can make anything sound plausible. But it's not true. Like, it's worse for theory because he knows this shit inside out.
That's the thing. People sometimes ask me like, why do you go after theory so hard? And it's because he knows his shit. He should be irate about the state of Star Wars. He should be irate about how shitty this show actually was. But because of his Filoni boner and he loves sucking the mouse dick, he'll find a way to justify it. He'll find a way to use George's words against him, which to me is just as disloyal as fucking anyone else. Anna, sorry, I did write to Anna and she can't make it back. So thank you, Anna, for coming on this whole time for every single one. We weren't sure whether or not we were going to be able to do every single week because of obviously scheduling and stuff like that. But it was awesome having her here each and every week to break down each episode. Some were fun, some were painful, but it was awesome all the same. So thank you, Anna, for being a part of this. Yes, hashtag Filoni boner. That's what it is. That's what it is. Cellshade for 3-month member chat. How you going, Cellshade? Good to see you. I've noticed more YouTubers using your seal clip. Really?
Yeah, I saw it on. It was a compilation video, and it was the original Seals one, but then it had the one where you've added the Mickey ears
The
to
Mickey
it.
ears, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen ones with both.
Oh, nice. That's very cool. Theory was angry for a while. He was pissed when he realized that the sequels had no plan. Yeah. Well, the entire reason why I stopped watching Theory was because of the praise that he gave to The Rise of Skywalker. That was the moment for me. And although he's backpedaled on that praise now, it showed something to me. It showed me that he wants to like it, and that's fine. If you want to like it, but you got to be honest about it. You got to be honest about it. I mean, he went into that movie saying, "Oh, if they bring back Palpatine, but they don't bring back Anakin, this is going to be the worst thing. It's blah, 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 blah." They didn't bring back Anakin. They brought back Palpatine, and he gets out of the theater. He goes, "I really liked it. I thought it was really good." And that was it. That was it. Unsubscribe. Bang. All right, we've looked at the Rotten Tomatoes scores, which are ridiculous. And I saw this, and I thought we could watch this together and just play this. Let me bring this up. I'm going to work out what we're going to do next week for Casual Rage. This is.
I do have an idea that I might want to run by you.
Okay.
There's a guy called Prism who has reworked the sequel trilogies, and he's actually turned it into a legitimately good story.
Mm,
Yeah,
I
it'll be
don't know if
interesting to see what your take on it.
I don't know if I care enough to want to watch that. Maybe we'll talk about it. So this is who Star Wars is for now. I no longer recognize this franchise. Tragic.
Hasbro just sent me their new Ahsoka collection. Oh my god. You guys know I'm a huge collector, and these Black Series are beautiful. They included my boy Ezra. And Morgan Elsbeth, who I'm low-key simping for. Look at her. And Miss Sabine Wren, who is obviously iconic in her colorful armor. And you know I'm a sucker for that vintage collection. And it comes with a Loth cat! And we can't forget the ever-iconic T6 Jedi shuttle. Can you tell I like the ships? This Ahsoka headpiece is absolutely adorable, and it talks. This is perfect for Halloween. And then we got Chatterback Chopper. This war criminal will talk smack right back. This Ahsoka figure is super cute. It lights up, it talks, and it has sound effects. This is me realizing I'm going to reorganize my entire collection. This was such a fun surprise. The Mission Fleet line is so cute and so fun. And there's Grogu. Wouldn't be a Star Wars collection without a lightsaber. I'm a prequels baby, so these lightsabers will always be my fave. Thank you so much, Hasbro. Hasbro just...
It's a good thing you're a shill. You get sent little fucking packages, box fucking full of shitty fucking toys.
Yeah, I can't sell them. Unfortunately, that's the reason why.
I don't even know what to say, but that is who Star Wars is for now. It's for those people.
No Shin, no
no Shin,
yeah,
no
so...
Balin, no Thrawn.
Huh. Bit racist.
So I bought this up. I actually originally had it for Seal of the Week, but I decided to I got a couple more for Seal of the Week, and I thought I'd just show you this because it's. Let's just see. It says, spoiler warning, Ahsoka. I enjoyed the Ahsoka finale and the season as a whole, but we've got to clean up the fight choreography, moves, choreo, I don't know, moves, moving forward, LMAO. So they're basically saying that they liked it and they liked the entire season, but the fight choreography was shit, basically. And I mean, we watched most of this, but when you see this, like, watch. Now, I agree. The choreography there is horrible. Absolutely horrible. But again, the lightsaber does nothing. Like, that's what it did to his back, across his helmet and his back.
It's like a spray paint. What it looks like.
And yeah, it's exactly what it is. A lightsaber will leave a spray paint mark. That is really bad choreography. Look at her footwork running behind him. Oh, I've got to be over there. I don't know. So this person's kind of giving it shit, but still enjoyed the season finale and still enjoyed the season as a whole. Of course you did.
Sorry, I was talking and I didn't have myself unmuted. It's all right.
I thought that was coming through there.
Yeah, I'll be back in like 10 minutes, buddy.
Okay. All right, let me get rid of that. I'm going to be wrapping up pretty soon anyway. I've got nothing more to talk about. And this series has completely destroyed me. Like, again, I didn't really have much hope or anything for it. And my hope for Star Wars is like completely gone in regards to, like, can they fix it? Can they do it any better? Anything like that? No. The answer is no. It can't be fixed. The answer is no. They can't do any better. The answer is no. Still give it a 10 out of 10 though. Still give it a 10 out of 10. So I thought we could just scroll through this a little bit. Let's see here. Star Wars Theory's Twitter page. We already looked at this thing that he was talking about. You know, this could literally set up George's vision for the sequel trilogy with Luke resurrected Maul. Like, no. Let's see a little clip of a couple of his reactions from this final episode.
Bro, they just made her Super Saiyan 2. Mother Talzin's blade?
Well done.
Looks like Kanan's better. Oh my god. It's time, hey? What are they gonna do? Bring back... Dude, they're gonna bring back Maul or something, man. I'm telling you. There's no way they're not going to.
No, they're not going to, mate. They're not going to.
No, sick. What? That's what the dark magic is? Bro, okay, that's kind of cool. They're literally zombies.
It's so funny. When he says, what? That's what the dark magic is, it sounds like he's disappointed. It sounds like he's disappointed. Then he's like, oh, that's sick.
What? That's what the dark magic is? Bro, okay, that's kind of cool. They're literally zombies.
It's almost a contradiction. What? That's what the dark magic is? Oh, that's kind of cool. They're kind of zombies. I've already seen him out there trying to justify Sabine's force sensitivity or force use.
Oh my gosh, she's actually stuck there. Oh my gosh. Oh, is that the father? I freaking told you. Oh, it's our boy.
Cry again. Fucking pointless jangling keys.
Yep. Always gets me with that one.
Yeah. Always gets me with that one because I'm a little bitch pussy. Oh, no, we went the wrong way. Shit. Here we go. Let's see. Finale was essentially great lore building and set up for season 2. Really? I rate the Ahsoka show as a whole a solid 8.5 out of 10. I'm sorry, but somebody said it just before. Where are you in the chat here? Can't remember who it was. There we are. Patrick T. No credibility. None. And it's actually a little bit sad. It's actually a little bit sad because, you know, it's kind of like what Anna said before. She's had somebody on Twitter basically saying to her, oh, Star Wars Theory thinks it's really good. So? That doesn't mean shit. That doesn't mean shit. Star Wars Theory really enjoyed it, so that must mean that it's really fucking good. Okay. That's like saying, oh, Doomcock said that Kathleen Kennedy's fired. That must mean it's true. Doomcock said that there was a civil war. That must mean it's true. They think we don't take what he says with a grain of salt. What a fucking joke. Fucking joke. All right, let's see here. Okay. All the seals for this week are all revolving around Ahsoka. So it might be hard to pick, but we're going to do it anyway. That's true. That's actually true. He gave it an 8.5 out of 10. He's not even fence sitting. No. He's completely all in. He's deep throating that Dave cock. Full on. He's all in. He's backing up on that thing. Anyway. No fucking way. Really? 10 out of 10 from Angry Joe? He's a fuckwit as well. Comes into my fucking video, my comment section, and starts fucking slagging me off. What a fucking loser. Oh my God. And this is the problem too with those bigger channels. They've got a lot bigger reach than I do. Their reviews probably have, 50,000 views? I'm sitting at 1,000 views. They're trying to sit there using their headcanon to justify how certain things are the way they are, how certain things work the way they work. And here I am just basically plotting it out and telling you, this doesn't make any sense. The time that takes place between the ship crashing and them getting to Thrawn's location doesn't make any sense. How do you justify that as storytelling? Sabine using the Force, how do you justify that? Through the laws, the canon, the continuity that we're supposed to have within this universe.
You can't, buddy. You can't.
Absolute bullshit. Absolute, utter fucking bullshit. All right, let's do this. Where am I? Hopefully, I'm going to play Seal of the Week intro. And while that's playing, I'm going to go and grab a drink really quickly. And hopefully, it's 48 seconds. There should be enough time. All right, here we go.
Use Force Run.
Force Run, yeah.
I'm all the Jedi.
I made it.
Yeah.
I made it. All right. We don't have a playoff on this one. We've just got 4 that I picked randomly. And we'll go through. Do you want to read the first one this time, Grant?
Sure. Dave Filoni, heir to the Empire, will rival Avengers Infinity War.
Does anybody else find that hilarious?
I mean, it might rival it in the fact that it's going to compete against it and lose, but not an actual rival. This is the thing that there's no subtlety. It's either everything's the best. It has to be the biggest, bestest thing ever.
This is what I was saying at the beginning of the actual series coming out was, Mandalorian Season 1, the best Star Wars we've ever had. Mandalorian Season 2, the best Star Wars we've ever had. Obi-Wan Kenobi, the best Star Wars we've ever had. Book of Boba Fett, the best Star Wars we've ever had. Andor, the best Star Wars we've ever had. Mando Season 3, the best Star Wars we've ever had. Ahsoka, the best Star Wars we've ever had. Apparently, it just keeps getting better and better and better and better and better and better and better. But these are the shots that they used. Yep. I don't know why there's a picture of Bo-Katan and Zeb and Mando and Grogu. Don't know. But anyway, that's nominee number 1. Nominee number 2 is Best Duel in Star Wars History. Now, okay, hold on a second. What do you think's the best duel in Star Wars history, Grant? Some good ones.
Probably end of episode 3.
Chat. Okay, so Revenge of the Sith duel.
Yeah, I mean, I think it also had. It's either that, like, I for a huge time would constantly replay Duel of the Fates, like, over and over again.
Yep.
Like that whole scene was, for me, was the coolest shit ever. And yeah, probably one of those two.
Fair enough. I have almost 2 answers. I think the best duel in Star Wars history, for me personally, is Duel of the Fates. And don't get me wrong, I think the Mustafar fight is fantastic and right up there. It's hard to pick like one above the other, but if we're talking about emotional weight, it's the throne room scene at the end of Return of the Jedi. That is one of my favorite duels.
See that? I was worried for a second we were gonna say freaking Yoda versus Dooku.
No. That actual Dooku fight in Attack of the Clones is actually a little choppy when you watch it. Choreography is not that great, especially when he cuts off Anakin's arm. Anakin sort of just lets it happen.
Yeah, it's kind of hard when you got a 70-year-old versus a puppet.
Yeah. So that's nominee number 2. Nominee number 3. Do you want to read this one?
All right. Ahsoka ended with major cliffhangers all around. I'm so excited to see what the future has in store for these characters and their stories.
There was no story. And there was no characters. They were NPCs.
Pop, yum.
Yeah. So yeah, apparently there was a lot of cliffhangers.
Okay, he's not hanging off the cliff. He's standing on a rock face. It's a difference between a cliffhanger and standing at the edge of one.
What pictures have we got here? So we've got Hera and Ezra. There's a cliffhanger. Okay. We've got Thrawn going back to Dathomir. We've got Shin raising a lightsaber. We've got Balin on the Lord of the Rings statues. We've got Anakin as a Force ghost and Ahsoka looking off in the distance.
None of these are cliffhangers, though. Like a cliffhanger is something that's gonna go, oh my god, that's, you can't wait till the next thing. It's drastically going to change the story. You know, at least like these could essentially be the endings of a movie.
Yep.
You know, a cliffhanger would be they'd get in there and they open it up and it's Sabine. And she says, you won't believe what's happened. And then you're like, holy shit, okay, wait, what? How's Sabine back? That would be a cliffhanger.
Yeah, bad finished stories are cliffhangers these days. Yep. Okay, and then the last nominee for this week is Tony S. Says, spoilers, Ahsoka. Best episode of for Ahsoka, 10 out of 10. Peak Star Wars for 48 minutes.
Dude, the only thing he was missing was hashtag this is Star Wars. And he had the full trifecta of shield terms.
And it's literally just Anakin. And that's so bad. It actually looks really bad.
It looks like they've taken just still image of him and used the AI stuff that I do to create artificial movement.
But this is the other thing too. Hang on.
His mouth is wide.
This is the other thing too. Force ghosts are see-through. Can you see through him?
No.
So what they've done is they've just put him there and put the blue glow around him. They've given him a backlight of blue. right?
Or they've done a really terrible blue screen job.
Yeah, all that. No, but seriously, like you look at that and okay, he's a bit see-through
right
there.
near the yeah, but that's
he's a bit see-through there, but
no,
you can't
you know
see
why?
through
Because
him here.
that's the arm that he lost. That's the dead arm.
Oh.
So yeah.
Yep. Gay. So they're your 4 nominees for this week's Seal of the Week. We've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now I'm going to put the poll in the chat.
I don't think there's a clear winner, like a clear run out this week. Like usually most weeks I can pretty much pick what's going to happen. I'm not sure this week.
Okay. The poll is in the chat. All right. So now we do what we do every week.
Getting our Grizzy on.
Fucking great channel. If you're not subscribed, has he hit the 10K yet? Oh, 995.
So close. Less than 50
close.
away.
Yep.
Come on, guys. Less than 50 away.
I'm going to put the link in
Have
the
you already
chat.
watched this one?
No. No. I clicked on it and closed it, and it's obviously shown a little bit there. I think it's actually more like when you hover over the top like this.
Yeah, probably. So what's on your bingo card this week? So I said earlier, fake girl's going to cry with no tears. The bigger girl's going to cry because she can cry. I've noticed that in the last two of them, she's actually able to push out tears. The guy with the beard who looks like he lives on soy, he's going to get all emotional when he sees Anakin at the end.
Mm-hmm.
The black guy is going to scream "Let's go" at least 5 times.
Yep.
The black guy and the blonde chick, she's going to not know what's going on.
The seal clap moments.
He's going to go, whoa.
The seal clap moments for me are the name drop of Towson, so the blade of Towson.
Mm-hmm.
The
Sabine lightsaber pull.
Sabine lightsaber grab. Yep. The using the Force. The Ezra jumping. Force push jumping thing.
Oh, God.
And the Mortis arc, the Mortis people, and of course the bird.
Yep.
And Anakin showing up.
Yeah. Do you reckon they'll get emotional seeing Ezra? That's the guy that I say looks like he's on soy.
Okay.
Do you think he's gonna they're gonna get all emotional when that nothing scene at the end with Hera and Ezra?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. All right, let's watch.
Like a lot of people, I was frustrated with constantly getting rejected, but that was before I discovered never getting laid.
Nice.
When you make a commitment to never getting laid, you no longer have to waste time in your mostly unsuccessful pursuit of sex. It's essentially like you're telling your sex life, you can't fire me because I quit.
Son of a...
I'm sorry. Well, also too, at the very beginning there, when it was like when he first noticed that it was Anakin, it was like he was trying to push out the tears. It was like he was trying to push the emotion out of himself.
Yeah.
That was funny though, Grizzy.
That was brilliant, Grizzy. I wasn't expecting that.
Really. No, but neither was I. Neither was I.
Bitch, dude.
And we already know how low your standards are. Try never getting laid today because you can't disappoint anyone in the bedroom if no one wants to sleep with you in the first place.
And that's a fact.
I love it.
You gotta make that a short, Grizzy.
I think the show has had some of the best moments in Star Wars, period.
Well, that's because you're an idiot.
Look at her! So did she get an upgrade? Can she power up now? She's a super witch.
Why is everyone so fucking stupid?
You dusty old queef. It's a mortal blade.
Oh!
Sound
I
like
don't
a
know
cow. Moo!
why, but this woman literally reminds me of this chick from South Park.
They call me Nut Gobbler.
This is everything I've ever wanted.
Yeah.
Oh my god! There go the two Phis. What a shot, dude. I just got chills.
Can you shut the fuck up?
The Jedi, the Witch, and the Warlord.
Rip off!
I freaking love this show.
Pathetic. You're a freak.
I've connected to it in a way which I did not think I would.
When did you
I resonated with him. It resonated with him.
become such a pussy?
Who told you how? Good question.
Oh my god, dude, he's making a freaking lightsaber. Oh my god. Oh my god.
These people forget that he was said that he doesn't need a lightsaber. The Force is his ally. Oh, the fucking idiots.
Why don't you mind your own business, you scrouter?
Is he gonna light it?
Oh my god, does that make you cry?
It's blue! It's blue!
This again.
Red. That's red.
That's what I was thinking.
Years later, a doctor will tell me that I have an IQ of 48 and am what some people call mentally retarded.
It's blue! Oh man, how do you get that excited about
Dude,
blue?
I wish that guy was on every episode. His reactions are gold.
Oh, blew my mind, yeah. Fucking blue.
No, not the Nazi.
Wait, what?
Body
What did she
check.
say?
Not the Nazis.
That's what she said?
No, she said not the Nazi. These people here. The
Oh, is that
crap
what they're called? The Nazis.
Nazi, yeah.
Oh my god, I had no idea. I just like, oh no, not the Nazis.
No, not the Nazi.
God. Just body check them both.
Oh, God.
Oh god.
And the mash.
Oh! Ah! Jesus.
This is the thing though. They're reacting like there's so many stakes built up in this series, whereas like throughout this entire show, never once did I think that that any of the main characters were ever in any mortal danger. And they're reacting my god, they just made, oh my god. Like,
she got stabbed in the stomach with a lightsaber and got wiggled around, and she was left with a little tiny mark.
yeah,
There are no stakes.
no. Is this some kind of punishment, Rhino? For all of us, yes.
Look at this.
Oh, this
Look at
big
this.
colors.
This right here is the new Jedi Order.
Oh my god.
I guarantee that guy's still a virgin.
And we know what happens to the new Jedi Order. The new, like,
Yeah.
watch the sequels, guys.
All roads lead to Jake Skywalker.
He is pathetic, that's for sure.
Yes! Seeing Ezra with a saber again, man. Oh, that was sick. That was sick. Oh my god!
That was awesome.
All right, Nut Gobbler, chill out.
That was very cool.
I've got an infected urinary tract. I've been pissing blood for a week.
What is that?
There's something seriously wrong with you.
Yes.
Oh, the green glow! I'm so glad they're seeing this. I'm so glad fans are seeing this. Woo! Nobody gives a shit.
There's 2 streams in a row now with Filthy Frank in it.
Sick! Holy!
This is a Dave Filoni type fight. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's a Dave Filoni type fight. It's shit.
Gosh! Oh, dude! Creepy jaw! Creepy jaw!
Oh, come on. It's time.
Yes! Yes!
All the fanboys be hating right now.
Oh, he says all the fanboys would be hating right now. You mean all the real Star Wars fans would be hating right now? Yeah, that's true.
Better than being a fangirl and loving it.
I'd say, yeah, it's better than being a pussy ass fangirl and fucking. Oh my god! I don't know what it is, but that's what he did.
I have no idea.
Kylo.
Kylo.
Are you?
Oh my god!
Oh
my god!
Kylo.
And she Kylo. Oh, I gotta go back so I can hear Grizzly's actual reaction to that.
See Kylo.
Are you fucking serious?
See Kylo. See Kylo.
He Vadered.
See Kylo.
That's a fucking retard. Come on, Sabine! Yes! Yes!
I sure do love being gay.
Yeah, dude, decapitation.
Oh my god!
Damn!
Let's put it this way. I'd be busting nuts like a squirrel.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
Eat shit. Oh! Dude, all the different sound. Oh my god!
This is Disney Star Wars, so you do know there's no guarantee she's dead, right?
Oh! Fatality!
You don't know that!
You don't know that.
I fingered myself so hard, broke a nail.
Today, victory is mine. Long live the Empire.
No!
Yes!
No, no, no. No, because they're following you. Oh, what?
I'm retarded?
I thought they'd be able to. I can't even speak English right now.
Can you ride in the wave?
Oh my god.
Can you catch it too? No?
I'm so moved by idiot.
Oh my
It's
god.
the father and the son.
Whoa! Whoa!
Live action Dathomir, live action Dathomir, live action Dathomir, live action Dathomir.
She wears underwear with dick holes in them.
Ezra?
Pussy!
Hi, Hera.
Oh my god. Fake
No
tears.
tears.
Fake tears. Real tears, but gay.
Yeah.
All right, Nut Gobbler, since deep down I am a gentleman, I'll let this one slide.
You really care about me. Not really. You're just a hooker, and I need to get laid.
Oh, why didn't they hug? I need the hug.
What is wrong with your face?
Give it to me, man.
Yes! Force goes Anakin. Dude.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Yes!
I have been finding God throughout this entire experience.
No, fake. Still no tears. Yep.
The coolest thing about this episode was probably the fact that we got to see Anakin as the ghost.
It was a 1 second clip.
Oh my
That was
god! That's the best part of the episode.
Loney doesn't disappoint, does he?
Come on, say let's go. I need it for my bingo card.
Please like and subscribe if you
That
Oh.
was it. No, let's
All right,
go.
well, I didn't get my full bingo card this week.
Wow. That's how YouTubers cry, though, Rhino. No tears. How you doing, Wicked? Good to see you. Man, Grizzy, you did a great job. But as I always have to say every week, fuck you. Fucking making me watch that shit. Well, you didn't make me watch it.
Dude, that other guy in there, he was like, I mean, I swear, if they just had the word Star Wars on screen, I think he would have got excited.
Dropping the link again. Chat. We've watched every single one of Grizzy's breakdowns. They are fucking fantastic. Grizzy knows where it's at. Fucking great.
Congratulations on the 10K, brother.
Yeah.
Well earned.
Yep.
And also congratulations on getting 5 memberships from I'll take a guess. Guess who gave it to you?
Arbaru.
Yeah.
The fucking legend.
Yeah, so they go to Patrick T, JD Kirby, Grandmaster Chris, Becky Browand, and Multi.
Thank you, Arbaru. Thank you to the new members. You can drop emojis now. Arbaru also did send a $10. It was a while ago, actually. 2 hours ago, actually. Send a $10 super chat through Streamlabs, saying thanks for suffering in our place. Oh, you're very welcome. You are very welcome. It's my pleasure and honor to do that for you.
Got a super from Mike Hill. It looks like.
Yeah, I've got that here.
Yep.
So Mike Hill for 5 says, if I'm not mistaken, I believe the fake crier called the turtle Nazis. Yes,
that's what it sounded like. Because I didn't know their name. So
thank you, Mike. Appreciate that. All right. Let's finish off Seal of the Week and we'll wrap up this stream. Here we go. Members, I want seal clapping emojis in the chat, please. So this is nominee number 1, which says Dave Filoni's Heir to the Empire will rival Avengers Infinity War. We've got this one here, best duel in Star Wars history, the one between Morgan and Ahsoka. We've got this one from the Star Wars Academy, who's had some nominations in the past. Look at all the emojis coming in. That's fantastic. Ahsoka ended with major cliffhangers all round. I'm so excited to see what the future it has in store for these characters and their stories. There was no stories. And the last one is from Tony S. saying, spoilers, Ahsoka, best episode for Ahsoka, 10 out of 10, peak Star Wars for 48 minutes. There are your 4 nominations. Get those last-minute votes in. Fucking Arbaru, you fucking legend. And we'll end the poll in a second. Give you a little bit more time. We got 49 votes. I think this is the biggest one we've had for Seal of the Week. And we've still got
one more for 50. One more. See if we can hit 50 votes.
And we've still got 86 people here. You guys are all fucking awesome. Thanks for hanging out. I obviously know there's some people that come in just because Anna's been here.
And we appreciate you.
And we do. We do. All right. Still sitting at that 49. I wanted just to tick over to the 50. One more vote. Just someone who hasn't voted. Just click on one. It doesn't matter which one.
Well, it might, depending on how close the votes are.
Well, we're not really that close. So we've got
All
1,
right, well, here, I'll go vote.
3, 4.
All right. I just voted. I vaded.
You vaded? All right. We hit the 50 votes. All right. We're ending the poll. Here we go. Rhino's best. Thank you, Becky. Appreciate that. Anna is based. She is. She knows her shit. And at least she's not a fucking shill. She sits there and she loves Grogu. And I get it. That's fine. She can love Grogu. But at least she actually still sits there and knows that the fucking show is shit. She can admit that. All right. So in last place with 3% of the votes was number 3. Sorry, Star Wars Academy, not this time. In third place, second last place, was number 1 with 20% of the votes. Dave Filoni's Heir to the Empire will rival Avengers Infinity War. Thank you. In second place, the runner-up this week is number 4 with 36% of the vote. Tony S. with, spoiler, Ahsoka's best episode for Ahsoka, 10 out of 10, peak Star Wars, 48 minutes. And the winner of this week's Seal of the Week is Top HD Content.
Yay, you Ryload.
Yeah. They rayload. Best duel in Star Wars history. That's a good one. I like the fact that one won because it is a pretty shit duel, to be honest with you. So congratulations, Top HD. You are this week's Seal of the Week.
Hello, the Jedi.
I like that. Green. It's green. It's green. Oh, that's actually kind of funny. So if a character is alive at the end of an episode, it's a cliffhanger. Yeah, that's correct, Greg. It's correct. I mean, Greg is one of those people. We watched a lot of these Disney Star Wars shows together. I know he's completely tapped out of it all and everything now, which is fine. But even back when we were going through Mandalorian and Obi-Wan Kenobi and even Book of Boba Fett and stuff like that, like the reactions, if anything, the reactions from the SEALs and the shills out there have actually gotten more
shilly.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't even know how else to explain it. It's
bar for
more over the
excitement is
top.
less.
It is
Yeah.
so much more over the top than it actually needs to be. Like if I'm sitting there and I'm watching a Star Wars show or something and I see something good or something decent happen or whatever, even I don't react like that. It's not a genuine, true reaction. It's purely because the camera's on. If they were literally sitting on their couch, watching it on their TV, not having a camera on them, I could pretty much guarantee that they wouldn't react the same way. It's so over the top. But yes, characters just being alive at the end is a cliffhanger, apparently. What's the next Star Wars show? Well, I don't know exactly. It's either The Acolyte or Skeleton Crew, I believe. I don't know. I don't know. We got Mando Season 4 as well. We're supposed to have these movies that are in the making. We've got Dave Filoni's movie, the Mandoverse movie. We've got Rey's movie. But yeah, I think so too. I think it is The Acolyte is the next one. They're overreaching for views and free shit for Disney, for free shit from Disney, Rhino. That's true too. Like that other sort of clip that we showed before where she got a Hasbro box.
She got a Hasbro box because she's already got a massive following.
Yeah, and she sits there and chills for fucking Star Wars. There you go. There's the next one. The next series will be Raging Rhino's reviews. That's right.
So what is the next Star series? Is it Acolyte or is it a movie?
I think it is The Acolyte. No, The Acolyte's a series.
Right, okay.
Patrick T for 5 says, "Hail Rhino." Hail to you, Patrick. If I watched this correctly, Disney. If I watched this current Disney trash, I would have an
aneurysm.
Aneurysm. Thank you. You're doing the Lord's work. Well, thank you, Patrick T. I'm sorry for fucking that up.
It's all right. You got an aneurysm for watching all this.
Yeah, I got an aneurysm for you. It's okay. Yeah, it's. And don't just watch my shit too. Like, you know, the ones that I actually like to watch is like EFAP, because they sit there and they sort of laugh. I can actually laugh about it while I'm watching them because they're watching it in a group, and the way that they talk about it and the way that they laugh at it makes me laugh, and it makes me happy in that moment. Not what we're seeing, but it makes me happy in that moment. Loki is next. Yeah, that's true. I'm not watching it. Even though I watched the first season of Loki, I'm not watching any of that. Also, like Gary, very genuine when it comes to this stuff. Who else do I watch? I watched Ryan's reviews, Ryan Kennel, over on his live channel. He released those. Obviously, there's Knights of Melbourne. He does some great work over there. EFAP is great. I disagree with the EFAP guys on. Sorry, Grant, just quickly. I disagree with the EFAP guys on Andor, and I would love to be able to have a discussion with them about it. But everything else, they've been pretty spot on with, to be honest, in my opinion. What were you going to say, Grant?
Yeah, the main ones reviews that I watch are yours, Anna's, EFAPs, and Disparu's.
Oh, I was going to say Disparu, and Anna, of course. I watch Anna's all the time. But Disparu is another one. He does really good stuff. But again, he doesn't know like the law. So when this is why I actually like watching Disparu, because even when you saw that bird in this last episode that's supposed to be the sister of the Mortis people, right? He had no idea. So when he was watching it, he's like, "Oh yeah, okay, we're just going to take a moment to look at this bird." That was his reaction to it. And because there's no setup for it and it doesn't make sense to anyone that doesn't actually know and hasn't watched any of the animated stuff, what sort of thing is he supposed to get out of that scene other than, oh, it's a bird. Ahsoka's just watching this bird randomly? Okay. That's really what it was. So anyway, yes, Disparu is great. He is Ryan Kennel and Knights of Melbourne are based. Yep, they certainly are. Yeah, but they're probably the main ones that I watch. Disparu, Anna, Gary, Ryan, EFAP. I like watching Critical Drinker, but he talks more about it on his streams, and then he might clip something out. And then when you get the clip, when you watch the clipped out video, you're not getting the entire conversation. So I always try and go back into the stream and rewatch the entire stream.
Yeah, there's a lot of channels that do that as well. I picked the ones because you guys always seem to pick up on something that I haven't. Like every week, I'm looking at something, and then you might have missed it. If you've missed it, then EFAP hasn't. If EFAP's missed it, then then yous have got it, or Disparu. And I think I like Disparu's one because, as you said, not knowing anything, he just sees it plain black and white. That was a bit of a weird shot. Why was that? Like, we know what it is because we've seen the stuff, but he's right, with no setup or anything. I forget what it's like to look at it as a normie.
Mm-hmm. This is the thing with the Andor stuff, right? Critical Drinker Shield for Andor. I know that. But this is the thing with Andor, right? Is Andor, I will give it a little bit of credit for the fact that it did a little bit more with characters, right? The characters at least were characters in that show, whereas characters in everything else that we've seen aren't really characters. But I feel like that being of what we've had, and it's not a high bar to actually get anything better out of it because of what we've had, they miss certain things. And miss certain things through the storytelling, through those story elements, and are forgetting that, like, for example, forgetting that Bail Organa should sort of be a thing. And because it wasn't even mentioned or shown or anything like that, they may not have even thought of it. So there are, Andor character-wise was sort of okay, I guess. I still think that there's issues there. But for me, it was more the things like as I've talked about a million times, the 80 million credits. How did they get them there? How did Val speak to, what's his name? Luthen without even seeing him? How did when they escape the prison and they're jumping off the cliff and all of that sort of thing? Like, there's so many parts to it that I would like to say, like, okay, so how would you explain to, like, asking Mauler or asking Drinker or any of those guys, how would you explain how Val got the 80 million credits to Luthen when it was explained in a previous episode that Andor's the only one that can pilot the ship? How did that happen? Why didn't Mon Mothma go to Bail Organa to get her 400,000 credits? All of that sort of thing. OG Star Wars for a $4 super sticker. Thank you very much, OG Star Wars. It's coffee. Cheers. I'll use this. Cheers. I didn't end up refilling my drink. I just grabbed the rest of it because there's only a tiny bit left. And if you don't know, OG's another one. Obviously, she doesn't really review these shows because she doesn't watch them, but she's another one that is great when it comes to lore, continuity, canon, EU. She does her CAF chat, which is like a coffee chat. She does that a few hours before we do this stream because it's early in the morning for me when she does that, like 3 in the morning. So it's like, well, so around 12 hours earlier than it is now. So you can obviously go and subscribe to OG Star Wars. She's great. Grizzy for a quick laugh, yeah, obviously. But like, I don't really. I've been tracking and watching Grizzy's channel, and it's fantastic what's been happening and growing, and obviously people watching more and more of his videos. Like the video that we just watched, when I looked at it this morning, it had 10,000 views. It's now like 14,000 views. So he's doing really, really well. But I try to obviously avoid watching it until I can watch it with you guys for a lot of those things.
Yeah, dude, it's so hard. I see him release it. He's released one like 4 hours earlier, and I'm like, oh, what are you doing? Don't tag me in it. Oh, but let me know.
Az is fine. I got nothing really against Az, but I don't really watch. There's too many channels, and Mr. H is another one.
I don't think Az do any reviews for Ahsoka.
I think he did a couple out there. I think he's dropped a couple of videos out there, but I don't 100% know. Yeah. Pacing was boring. A bore, sorry. That's for Andor. Yeah, no, I know. It really was. But see, even the whole thing about him looking for his sister, that only came up in that first episode. The rest was just, there was nothing there. It was only for that first episode, and then completely forgets about his sister. Oh, but his mum told him to stop looking for her. Okay. After the fact. After the fact that he found out that she was working there. This is the other thing too that I think people forget, right? Is like the reason why Andor's mum or adopted mum tells him to stop looking for her is because she says that she's probably dead. She's probably no longer around. But at the very first episode, when he goes into the brothel, the person that he speaks to says that yes, she was working there. Which means she's not dead, and Andor knows that. But nobody thinks about these things. Nobody thinks about these things. Nobody cares to think about like what they've seen before. Patrick T for 5 says, I quit subbing to Star Wars Theory when he and his seal said that older Star Wars fans aren't intelligent enough to enjoy the new stuff. F that, dude. the funny thing is that he's not intelligent enough to see the problems in the new stuff. That's my argument back to that. Because again, I've had some of these debates. I've had some of these conversations. I know that you were on one earlier today with the Side Scrollers crew. When I went on that Side Scrollers back and forward roundtable, whatever you want to call it, I really find it hard not to debate people when it comes to these things, because they're saying this thing, which is completely from their headcanon. But then as soon as I ask them a question about like, okay, so why is something simple? Why did Obi-Wan Kenobi's lightsaber bounce off the Stormtrooper's armor in the Kenobi show when he was saving Leia, for example? I'm just using that as an example. I actually didn't ask that question. Can't remember the exact question that I asked.
Or you didn't want to kill him, you see, because he was just, yeah.
Well, they don't even give an answer like that. They don't even give an answer like that. They completely deflect to a completely different topic. They don't even answer the question.
Oh, yeah. So it's similar thing happened. It's just like, oh yeah. Well, what about What about the first one when the Stormtrooper hit his head on the door? See, Star Wars filled with inconsistencies, but I don't hear you going on about that.
The thing is that a lightsaber bouncing off a Stormtrooper's armor is not even on the same level of lore destruction as a Stormtrooper bumping his head.
Oh yeah, but it's just a show. It's just a show for kids.
Yeah,
just for wizards in space.
Why do you care so much?
Yeah.
Or how tracking fobs work. That was actually the question that I asked. Houston Spurred. That was actually the question that I asked on that stream. Can anyone explain to me how tracking fobs work? What is the fob actually tracking?
They work really well.
The problem is if they said, oh, it must be like a chip that they insert in the arm. Oh, so the Mandalorian knows that? Din Djarin knows that? Knows that Grogu must have one in his arm because he used one to track Grogu? Oh, now he's trying to protect him. Wouldn't you think he'd remove it? Or if they said, like, no one's got an actual answer. No one's got an actual answer. But it's still good Star Wars. It's still a 10 out of 10. That's going to be my go-to now.
Yeah,
that
dude,
was shit. That was shit. So shit. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Star Wars theory is not on a fence, but on a pole. Yep, Dave Filoni's pole. Slurping. Loves it. But yeah, this is the state of Star Wars. And, you know, I remember a very specific person out there saying that there's a guarantee that this series is going to retcon the sequel trilogy. Guaranteed. Guaran-fucking-teed. I specifically remember the person because they sound like they've smoked a whole pack of cigarettes just as soon as they woke up. And they're a retarded Doomtard fan that doesn't take what he says with a grain of salt and believes everything that he has to say. In fact, there's a good chance that it's his secret wife.
She's my wife.
It's my wife. It makes you
hey,
angry,
Rhino,
Patrick.
what are we doing tomorrow night?
G'day, good man. How you doing? Tomorrow night we're doing the full Aussie. Is that what you want me to say?
Yeah. Anything else about it?
Yeah, I know where you're getting at. Tomorrow night, if any mods can please put the link to the full Aussie channel in the chat, that would be greatly appreciated. But tomorrow night, we are doing the standard full Aussie show but it's going to be a little bit different. We're doing a little bit of a fundraiser, and this fundraiser is for my dear sister who is battling cancer for the second time. She's got a GoFundMe, or two of her friends actually put a GoFundMe up. They're trying to get about 30 grand together to try and help her with some of the expenses for this. It was definitely a tough slog going through it for the first time. She was doing the treatments and everything for about a year. And now she's going through it again, and it's going to be approximately another year of treatments and this and that that's all going to be going on. So we'll be discussing that and going through that and supporting her on the Full Aussie stream tomorrow night. How much money to ban Mozza forever? I don't know. We'll have to see, Yellow Flash.
Well, if you just keep dropping money, we'll let you know when you've hit it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And we have Flawed TV or Flawedzilla,
yes.
depending on what area you're from.
Flawed, he was great the last time he came on, so he's going to be there as well. Hopefully it's not going to be like, we're not going to put a downer on anything. Spirits are definitely really high for my sister. She caught it the first time she caught it. It was really early on. Even the surgeon was surprised that she found the lump because it was that small. So they got it really early. She was cleared. It's come back. She's got it really early again. Hopefully we go through the same sort of thing and she gets all cleared by the end of it, and she's successfully recovers. So she starts treatment on I think it's the 18th of this month. So a couple of weeks away, she starts her treatment up again. But yeah, we're going to be doing a very supportive stream for her, bit of a fundraiser, and try and get that, try and help get to that $30,000 goal, which will be great. Let me just check my Streamlabs over here. We're all good over there. Yeah, I like to say that too. If you like Disney Star Wars, you're not a real Star Wars fan. I think that there are some people out there that still sort of get enjoyment out of Disney Star Wars that are or were real Star Wars fans, but they've it's kind of like they've sold their soul.
Some people are just happy to see the universe still around.
That's right.
I think there's a lot of people that are like that. It's just like, I know it's not what it used to be, but I'm just still happy that it's alive, because if it was dead, it might never come back.
Well, I see that kind of thing with somebody like Lord Callis, who tries to make the most out of what he's getting. I think that he believes that there's a lot of shit there and a lot of trash within Disney Star Wars, but his content always seems to be like positively talking about it, not really being negative, which is fine. But I feel I do personally feel that does a disservice to George Lucas Star Wars and real Star Wars, because if you actually are being honest about what you're saying and how that doesn't make sense, or what, stop trying to justify why Sabine can use the Force or whatever the case may be, then you're being honorable to what George Lucas created and what you know to be Star Wars. I know that X-Wing was sort of another one. He was being really optimistic, really upbeat, and sort of at least happy that the Star Wars content coming, and again, being optimistic about what he's about to see. But I just think that for him, it got to a point where he can't even do that with this show. He can't even sit there and possibly try and use any form of headcanon or anything like that to try and help explain why some of this shit is the way some of this shit is.
And that's the worst part, when you can't even do a mental gymnastics in your head to make it good.
Yeah.
Which is, I feel like I'm going to have that trouble with Loki, because that's just come out. So
some people are just consumers.
See me do. Yeah, I'm going to be doing a review on Loki. So
yeah, I'm not watching it.
Rhino's inspired me to get in and start creating stuff. So
do some
that's
reviews.
what I'll be doing next. Yep.
And I'm done with Marvel, at least for the moment anyway. I haven't watched anything Marvel in a fucking long time, that's for sure. That's for fucking sure. All right. I think that's where we're going to call it here, guys. It's been a great stream. Let me just check my Streamlabs again. Make sure that there's nothing there. No, Arboru, thank you for that donation. I appreciate you. And thank you for your gift memberships. I appreciate that. Thank you to everybody who did Super Chat. Appreciate those. And everyone for hanging out. You guys are awesome. You guys, the reason why it makes it so easy for me to sit through this shit and obviously put some content out there for you. I got to figure out what I'm doing now. There's no more episodes of Ahsoka, so I got to start trying to go back to just finding some things to talk about, finding some content. It's not all going to be Star Wars based. Obviously, there is always going to be a Star Wars element to the channel, but there's I started branching off on a couple of other things. You know, I talked about the Snow White stuff, and I've talked about some of the other shit that's been going on out there. Obviously, with the writer's strike apparently ending, although I heard that it's not ended, but it has ended. I don't know. Content might start ramping up again, and we can start laughing and pointing at them again. But I got to find something for you guys other than just Star Wars, but the Star Wars content will still be coming because that's the one thing that I just can't let go of. So again, thank you everyone for hanging out. There's still 71 people here. You're all awesome. Appreciate all of you. Grant, is there anything that you would like to plug or let everybody know where they can find you before we go? He's muted. I don't know if he's there. No. All right, tomorrow night, full Aussie. Be there. Going to have a little bit of fun. We're going to raise some money. And that should be really, really sick. You can catch me also on Flashcast on Sundays if you're in Australia, Saturday nights if you're in the States. That's always a lot of fun, and I love being a part of that show, part of that stream. That's really cool. And Flash, I know you're in the chat, so I appreciate you. That's it from me. For Grant, go over to his channel. He's been doing some cool stuff over there with his shorts and everything going on. And of course, he is a big part of the full Aussie crew as well. So,
sorry, I'm back.
Those two. Is there anything specific that you want to plug?
No, dude. Just full Aussie this weekend. Even if you can just tweet out the link. Anything you can do help. Just tune in. It'll be a lot of fun. You'll enjoy it. Trust me.
Beautiful.
We've got a lot of stuff lined up with Flawed, and it's going to be pretty funny.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next week for Casual Rage 146. And whatever content I can get out for you will be out. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you later.
They came bounding over.
Fuck off! Disney! You fucking cunt!
A few minutes? Are you kidding? At the rate they're gaining?
No, what is it? You have to shoot this. Traveling through hyperspace is like dusting crops, kid. Without precise calculations, we fly too close to a store. They're bounce into a supermarket and then...
Yeah.
Be a hell of a mess.
What's that?
Watch. You're losing your deflector shields. Go strap yourselves in. Be careful on the way out.
Yeah, sure. I'm taking it very cautiously.
You... Go away!
Bounce too near a supermarket?